not just a black bear. Is the big? They can turn into all kinds of shit. Hippos, and it's supposed to be a woodland creature. I thought.
Well, you got to remember they high fantasied it for
I guess that's what. Yeah, they're high, all right.
The common folk, and that's okay.
I mean, I don't mind the idea of people being able to play all kinds of different races. I like that. Because I played when we played whatever it was the D20 system when it first came out, or third edition or whatever it is. We played the crap out of every crazy race that we could, and it was fun because it's nice to have those abilities. I mean, I had one of my characters was a pseudo dragon that was a half troll, so I was a half troll pseudo dragon. Now that's pretty crazy.
And see, for me, I'm like, okay, all you're doing is trying to make the craziest thing, and that's cool. You can play that way, but don't expect me to join in. That's fine.
And I was a ranger on top of that. But I had a good backstory. I was created by a wizard to hunt down other wizards, because that was my tracking thing. I was my tracking skill was to track spellcasters. So to make me tough, I was infused with troll's blood. So I was a pseudo dragon that could regenerate and had really powerful claw and bite attacks. I was the size of a poodle.
A standard poodle?
And his name, a little poodle, a little rat dog. And his name was Drat. Drat. And he had a Russian accent of all things.
It's kind of like, I see 5th edition as the Batman and Robin, where 2nd edition is the 1989 Tim Burton Batman, where it's like, okay, this is cool, and this is cool, and then, oh, we're trying to make it funny. Okay, I don't like it.
Oh yeah, okay. So 5th edition is the Joel Schumacher edition, huh?
Yeah, I don't.
I never liked his style, but one thing I do like about him is he always has his dog in his movies. If you look in any of Joel Schumacher movies, there'll be a bulldog involved, and it's his dog. And he's always got the weird colors too, the weird neon colors, which I don't like either. I mean, if you're going to do Batman 66, do Batman 66 and don't, willy-washy it. Willy-washy.
Something like that. Okie dokie. Well, let's see what we have here.
Hey, speaking of that, that's something we can do if you come down here, Cobb. We can go see the mermaids at Wiki-Watchy.
Okay. I like everything you just said there. Not even understanding it.
Yeah, we can go watch the mermaids at Wiki-Watchy, and that's the place where they filmed the creature from the Black Lagoon.
I see.
And the water is crystal clear. You can see down to the bottom, and it's like, oh man, what's that hanging off your ear? Oh, it's your earphones. Okay. I thought you had a weird earring on, Clark.
Yeah.
You're in your bangles today? Oh.
It's my goth look.
I used to have an earring. It was annoying, so I took it out and never put it in again.
Well, it's from my military days. It's another person's ear.
Must be a little tiny person.
They shrink over time, you know?
The Pygmy Wars, I remember them well. Little fuckers just stepping on them everywhere. Stealing your shoelaces, pulling down your socks. Hey, you got this brand of chips in Missouri?
I can't say I've seen her.
Pretty good.
All right, what were we talking about, Jason?
Wiki watching.
No, before then, when I was like, oh, I need to start up the Facebook jam because this could be an interesting discussion.
Oh, 5th edition. We're talking about 5th edition and
okay.
Joel Schumacher.
Bonus action. So the reason that bonus actions bother me is that it doesn't seem like any of the monsters get any bonus actions. And so it's...
Yeah, but they do. Some of them have innate abilities that they can use every round. Yeah, but they just don't get a bonus action to do whatever they want with it.
Unless they're a leveled character like a...
Well, yeah, I mean, that's different. But they're just considered cardboard prop-ups. I mean, why not have a troll that's a fighter? That makes it even more, it's a first level troll. It's like, yeah, it's going to beat your ass.
Alright, they get attacks, they get bonus action, action surge.
Hi, my name is Ali, and I would like you to give you a few reasons why you should consider dating a young slave.
Hey, man.
You can choose a potential spouse from Ukraine, Russia, and Belarus. Geography is boundless. Have you noticed that slaving women...
Who's doing that?
That was a commercial on a YouTube video.
Oh. We can parry in 2nd edition, can't we?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, isn't it like a -2 to the opponent or something?
I will read you what it is, and then you can decide for yourself if it's worth doing or not. Personally, I sometimes think it's a
Now
great
if he
idea,
has 2 attacks, he can do it on the parry with.
but that's just me.
So-
Alright, let's see here. This thing...
Arrow's putting on his gimp suit.
That's what it sounds like. Okay. Not that I would know. Oh,
Better call the gimp.
him sleeping.
Well, wait.
Gypsy. Yeah.
Okay, so parry. Sometimes the best thing to do is to take cover and try not to get clobbered. Any character can choose to parry as a combat action. Parrying is a no-move action, which means you don't move, you stay where you are. And that is in effect for the entire round. If a character parries, you cannot move, attack, or cast spells. Parrying reduces a non-warrior character's armor class by 1/2 your level.
Damn.
Warriors who choose to
That's
parry
pretty impressive.
reduce their armor class by 1/2 their level +1. And
So
this
what would
is
he have?
this is a round down kind of thing. So if you're 5th level, then it reduces it by 2.
Yeah. So Guy would get. Guy is 7, so he would get 3. So, and if he's a warrior +1, so 4. So he'd get. Wow. That's pretty tight.
Now on top of that, you can use one of your actions.
Oh, there's Bart.
He says, "Bye, I'm going to be late." I'm assuming he means hi, but you know, I could go either way. Whatever.
Oh. I like a bye. I'm high.
You see what I did there? Oh.
I'm high. I'm by. Give me a try.
You can also choose to block, which takes it takes your action, and you can choose. You can call for a block ahead of time, which means you win the initiative automatically, or you can do a defensive block, which means I'll just fucking read it. If the character announces her block before initiative is rolled, she can block an attack even if it beats her action phase.
Wow.
I gotta drive home. I'm in hospital.
Okay, that's all right.
All
And just you'll join in when you.
We're waiting for.
You'll join in when you can. Although if you want to listen, you can go on mute and then just turn up if you can hear. So.
Sounds good.
If you got that much data to spare, I don't. I'm fucking stupid. But.
I got unlimited.
There you go.
Yeah, I got unlimited.
So.
I got a really, iPhone, and it's really cheap and good.
So, Guy, when you try to block, you make a normal attack roll against armor class 4, and your opponent just tries to hit you as normal, and the strike is blocked if you hit the lower armor class. So,
I just have an idea that Guy.
in other words, there's a chance there that, like, there would never be any kind of...
It's not automatic.
Yeah. If the attacker failed anyway, it's a miss no matter what. If the blocking character failed but the attacker succeeded, it's a hit despite the block attempt. So,
You're really yellow, Brad.
I like it.
Painful to look at.
Alright, so let's see. So since Brad is here and he can listen, we will start with the recap. And the recap basically was you all had helped Don Quixote remove... You didn't help, you all did remove the curse that had afflicted Don Quixote. That was inflicted upon him by a, how should we say, a lover scorned, if you will. And it was much merriment and everyone was happy. And then the next day, you were making plans on getting ready to have Don Quixote have his big ship that he has take you to the closest Gargantos Isle. And when there came a sound and yelling and sounds of conflict and chaos and a loud thumping as something was approaching the door to the large dining hall where you all were gathered. And as you may be able to see, I have the drawing here of the dining hall, the basic layout, the door here and doors there and doors in the what would be considered the back. And the thing in the middle is just a large table, and you can assume that there's chairs lining it. And you can assume there's other assorted knickknackery and things around the edges of the room, tables and maybe other chairs and things hanging on the walls. And now this is kind of a room that's in the middle of the keep, so it's not like there's any windows here to let any light in, so therefore there aren't any windows that you're aware of anyway. Jason has his hand up.
About the sources of fire in the room. We never determined that, I don't think.
So that would be your typical oil lamps set in wall sconces every like 20 feet or so. And with them ringing the room, they provide a good amount of light. And then on the table itself, there are, and they're not, I don't think, are they called candelabras? The things that are like 8 candlesticks in a wrought iron thing?
Yeah.
So the table's got 2 of those. And I can certainly, draw those out if needed. I hadn't really...
I'm looking for a big source of fire, like 100 pounds of stuff being burned.
Well...
Like a fireplace.
No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I would say, but as you as you've looked around, and this would not be an uncommon thing, you know that there are vents in the floor, so that in the basement there's probably wood burning stoves set up, and then the heat comes up through the floor in a place like this. So that's just kind of a common occurrence for these larger places that have, and as I described many games ago, the current technology of this particular region of the continent with the gnomes, they have what are called, and I like to describe the Three Stooges furnaces, which are called octopus furnaces, where they have vents made of cloth that run to different places throughout the house, and it all kind of goes up that way. So that's not an uncommon thing at all. There's nothing unusual about that.
My aunt had those. Yeah, we called it the octopus stew.
I just always thought it was neat. I never knew what it was as a kid, and then I grew up and I was like, what the fuck is that? And I Googled it, and oh, that was that's the furnace. Wow, cool. So, so if you're wondering how they would heat this large home without having a fireplace in every room, that's how. Your more less technologically advanced places, like everything to the east, would have to have a fireplace built into the wall, like you would see in a medieval castle. So the current fight, we just ended round 3, and as you can see on the table, I know you guys have the overhead view, but basically we got the Caesar's Golem is surrounded almost completely. We got it basically attacked, not basically, for some reason it's kind of focused on Shadrach and is attempting to punch his face in with its powerful fists. And when I say Caesar's Golem, I'll just re-describe it. It looks like a humanoid that's been stitched together from various other bodies or corpses or whatever. There's like some different colored flesh tones, and one of the hands is sewed on backwards, or and it's not wearing much, so you can see the stitching along its neck, its arms, its wrists. You don't see where the legs are sewn onto the torso because for some reason it's wearing a loincloth. I'm guessing whoever created this thing felt it needed to be modest. I don't know. And then we got Shadrach. Don Quixote has come in to try to help fight it. Before he had said when he came into the room, unless you have powerful magics, I would stay away from it. And then seeing everyone else up there fighting it, he just got caught up in the moment, I guess, and joined in. And then Guy to its right flank, and then Pykel's right behind it. And then Prince B is in its left rear space, and Vanessa is on its left flank, and Boris is back here just inside the door, a couple squares back, and then Paco is behind Guy. So I want to just do a quick rules clarification. I got caught up in the moment as a DM whenever Daryl had said, "Hey, Pykel's small. Is he small enough to where it doesn't matter?" And I looked at the rule and I was like, "Oh yeah, he's 2 sizes small." Well, dwarves technically aren't small; they're considered medium-sized creatures. So we'll just consider that a free bonus jam. Even though the shot did not, the spear throw did not affect, or whatever it was Boris did. My son is back from spring break, and he's walking by and making fun of us, even though he's mug-led. You can say hi to Prince B. He's on the bottom right. Remember Bart?
Hello.
He waved to you.
I know, I saw.
Okay, very good.
What's up, Mug-Lab?
Oh, look at there. Pykel remembers mug-led.
Thank God.
Hard to forget.
Okay. I asked him if he wanted to do a guest appearance, and he was like, yeah, no.
Yeah, we need Bug Love. We got all the good shit.
So we just ended round 3. Everyone should be caught up on their fatigue points. And unless anyone listening has any edits, modifications, subtractions, or additions to the recap, then we can start. I will say, just to add in a few more things, apparently the weapons that the group has are very ineffective against Caesar's Golem. Prince B had cast magic missiles on it, and that did seem to have quite the effect on it. Now, at the end of this round, I will say that none of you do need to make perception checks to notice that the wounds that Prince B's magic caused, some of those wounds you see starting to heal back up and go away. And that may be concerning to you all as the battle continues. So we'll wait for my friend Daryl to get situated, and then we'll call for action. Daryl, you're just in one of those pockets right now. You're breaking up, so...
I'm breaking up?
Yeah, I'm breaking up with you, man. I've had enough of your shit.
That's it, Robert.
No matter how good looking he is, somebody somewhere is tired of putting up with Daryl's shit.
Look, he's got the muscle shirt on. You're breaking up with him, man. What up? Come on.
Brad's got his hand up.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Brad.
I got 2 magic missiles left, so I'm just going to do my next 2 rounds before I get in the house.
Okay.
There you go.
Shit, everything I want to cast is a radius, and it's going to affect everybody. Ah!
I want Jason to roll for you.
What am I rolling?
I'm guessing
What am I
damage.
rolling?
5d4 when it comes down to it.
Okay, so you're
5D what?
You're gonna roll his damage for his spell. That's all. That's
right
fine.
on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, hearing nothing from my wonderful players, then we shall start round number 4. So we need actions, and basically everyone's the same distance away from the perceived enemy. So we'll just go with who the Caesar's Golem seems to hate the most, and that would be Shadrach. Action.
Who are you asking?
Shadrach.
Oh,
Action.
I am. I'm shape-shifting. I'm turning into an animal.
Okay, and then we will just go clockwise. Guy. Action.
Guy is going to.
You were currently helping Shadrach. That was the last thing you did.
Okay. Can Guy? Oh, damn it. Guy is going to grapple one of the golem's legs.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to either keep him from moving or knock him down. Just put him on the floor or something.
Alrighty. Then we go to Pikel.
I'm taking up my axe and I'm casting.
And then we go to Prince B. He's already stated he's going to cast a spell. Vanessa. Action.
I am going to move to assist Shadrach to help him free himself.
Well, he's not currently grappled.
Yeah, this thing's just punching the
Oh, he's
crap.
not?
No, it's punching the crap.
No, Guy is trying to grapple the creature.
Yeah, Guy is trying to grapple the golem.
Vanessa yells out to the group, "Get the stitches! We have to try to dismember it!" And she will attack.
Wow.
Okay. And then we
First
go.
time.
Then we go to Paco.
Where is Paco? Who's behind the golem?
Pikel, well, in the rear squares,
Pikel.
there's Guy, Pikel, and Bart going from right to left. And then Paco is behind Guy, and Boris is 3 squares away from the
Vanessa
enemy.
takes a step back away from the creature.
Now you will be subjected to an attack of opportunity. No, you will not, because you are in a flank square.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go do what I was gonna do.
Pikel, you're changing your mind?
I'll still cast, but I'll cast something else.
Okay. All right, and then last but not least, Boris Crump.
Oh, Paco didn't go yet. Paco was going to help Shad.
Okay. Go ahead, Boris.
Boris is grappling.
Okay.
He sits his bow down and he leaps onto the fucking monster.
Alrighty. Then I would like, and we'll just start at the top and work our way around. Shadrach, roll a d10 for initiative, please.
Oh, there it is.
Beat a 6.
How about a 1?
Your side is sped up a phase. That is good news. Alright, so, there are a bunch of you that are going on very fast right now. So, you all can pick who wants to go first, or we can break it down by numbers. The grapplers and the helpers all go on 1. Magic Missile goes on 1.
What about the shape change?
The shape change,
Wasn't it fast before?
it goes in your base initiative, which is fast.
Okay. Ah, that's right. Okay.
Which would be very fast because you're sped up. And so yeah, so who would like to go first on your side?
Let's let the spell go off.
All
Yeah,
right.
I turned into a crow.
So Bartholanthus
I'm in.
Emilareth of the second house of Emerald. Evoke Arcane Elrod. Please roll 5d4 and add 5 points.
And I would like you to give your few reasons why you should consider dating
Shut up.
lady.
19 points.
Oh my.
Yeah, it was a bunch of 3s and 4s. Blap. Good shot, Brad.
Nice when you can't miss.
Okay. The magic missiles strike the left side of the creature, blowing chunks of flesh off, spraying Shadrach and Don Quixote. The sounds of flesh sloughing off and hitting the ground, chunks, creates a nice echoey sound as the floors, unfortunately not really slick with blood because there's not a lot of blood to be had from this thing. All right, who would like to go next?
Well, I'm going to turn into a small bird, the smallest bird I can turn into, and fly to the table.
How big bird would be again?
I don't know if I can get that small.
Fly outside.
I think it's sparrow-sized. So I'm going to turn into a sparrow and fly to the table, the far end of the table.
I have sent my bird miniature down to Jason to get painted, so in the meantime,
That's such a tiny little thing.
he will be
So it shouldn't
this,
take that long.
he will
One thing to paint. There you go, your bird.
he will be this weasel.
Oh,
That's
It's actually my spirit animal.
I'll approve.
And as you move to fly away, the creature gets an attack of opportunity on you.
But I'm very, very small.
And
So
let's
remember
look.
that.
Let's look up. What do you? Let's take a guess. I'll find out for sure. But what do you think the armor class of a bird is? I'm gonna say
It's probably...
I'm gonna say it's 8.
I thought it had my armor class.
No, you adopt the armor class and modes of transport and attack of the.
But remember that Paco was helping. I bet you it's a 9. It's what kind of an armor class would a bird have? Come on.
I wouldn't think it would have.
The dexterity of it should
That's not the thing.
add something or subtract something.
Its size should be a big factor because how easy is it to grab a bird?
I wouldn't think it would be very easy, but I think Daryl would know more than anybody.
I've flipped the bird several times, but I've never really grabbed it.
Nice.
Isn't that a TV show, Bird Flippers, or something?
Bird.
Oh,
Oh, look at
That
that.
must be a Florida show.
Okay, so what did you change into? Something like
a sparrow.
size. Does this have size here? I hope.
I mean, I would be diminutive. I'm smaller. I'm about the size of a tennis ball.
Okay, well I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt here and give you one better armor class than something that's a tiny bit larger than that.
Well, I mean, I'm more concerned about it having a modifier to hit me because I'm so small.
Okay. So you have an armor class of 8.
Yay! That's not too bad. Not for a bird. It's wearing a helmet.
All right, and it swipes its fist out, trying to knock the bird, and it rolls a natural 1.
Yay!
And it fails its level check. Uh-oh, we're starting off bad.
Good for you, Boris. You got him.
Uh-oh.
You just took... You totally fouled him up.
Okay, he swings, he takes a swipe at the bird. At that moment, Don Quixote takes his weapon and like pokes it out to try to block, and the fist smashes into his weapon, and okay, the weapon does not break the hand, and the hand does not break the weapon, but it certainly could have. All right, so it's kind of an awkward dunk, dunk, dunk. Okay, and then you fly where?
To the far end of that thing in the middle of the room. Is that a table, right? Yeah. To the far end of the table, away.
Well, actually, you know what? Let's save that until the end of the round when you can actually move.
All right.
So we'll just rewind that and stick it in our pocket, and then when you try to move, it'll... Okay. So then, who else would like to go on fast? When is, what's Vanessa's, what is she attacking with?
I'm looking at the wrong thing here. It is on 4.
I think...
Boris
I think that's considered fast.
is
so she would go
leaping
now.
into action.
Yeah, 5 is like the beginning of
Okay.
average.
So, who wants to go? Vanessa or Boris?
Boris will go first.
Alright, so Boris moves through a friendly square, and he now rolls to hit to see if he can get in the same square as Caesar's Golem. And his melee attack is on the left of his sheet. And it does figure in your strength already.
Oh, okay. Well, that gives me an arm class of 7.
And that is so you move into the square. Now you roll opposed attack rolls, and whoever hits the lowest armor class wins the opposed roll.
Alright.
So this guy didn't do that great. He hit an armor class of 3.
I hit a 10.
Okay, so as you you step past Pikel and you go and you grab a hold, the
Hi, my name is Ali, and I would like you to
even
why you should
well, actually
consider
you're
you can choose a potential
okay.
spells from
So you're
the
striking
grade
from behind. The creature didn't turn. So with the +2 from behind, it's even, and the tie goes to the defender. So unfortunately, that's just the way that, and you're driven back to your original square. The problem is that Pikel is in that square, so you and Pikel get to decide who remains in that square.
I will fall back. Is that another ad?
Oh fuck.
I can't hear any music, but I keep hearing ads.
You should be hearing subtractions.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what that was just.
All right.
It's on our hit points. I mean, I'm seeing it.
Okay. And
Shit. What are you talking about?
Guy, you said that you were trying to grapple, so roll your original attack. You were at a +1. No, you're in a rear square. That's a +2 for rear attack. So roll to hit.
So my melee attack, okay.
It's on the left of your sheet.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I've been prepared this whole time. He says, I hit armor class of 4.
Okay, that's good enough to get into the square. Now the same deal, opposed rolls to see if you can...
Now, what's the armor class he has to beat? So...
It's whoever hits the lowest successful armor class.
Oh, okay, the lowest, whoever gets the best roll, okay.
Alright, so roll the hit. Okay, so this guy, what armor class did you get?
I hit armor class of, I hit armor class -2.
Well, that's better than him. He hit an armor class of 2. So, you move into the same square. You have a hold of him. You do a D2 plus your strength.
I'm trying to, okay, so I do plus my strength? I don't have a strength bonus, okay.
So a D2.
D2, look out, folks. 2.
Alright, so as you get a hold of him, you've got him in a position where he's like unable to move freely, but the strength and power of this creature is such that you do not cause any damage. You can't even press into his flesh with your hand. It's so densely
I'm not really trying to damage him. I'm trying to, make him fall down. I'm trying to pull his leg out from under him and make him fall.
So if you want to do that, since you have him in a hold on your next round, you would say, I would like to improve to a lock, in which case you would pick the kind of lock that you want, and one of those would be a trip or a throw or something like that.
Excellent. And
then if you fail, then there's a chance that he slips out of your grasp completely, or there could be no change. If you try to just hold on, ties go to you. If you try to improve, ties go to him. So there's that slight 5% chance of gluishness. All right.
That's okay.
Or if you fail completely, in which case he's like, whoop. Oh. All right. So then we go to either Pikel. What's the casting time on your spell?
It's 4. I can either make up a cheap piece of crystal that I happen to have on hand, or if there's broken glass around, I'll just grab a piece of that.
Well, as you look around, you don't see any broken glass.
Is there glass I can break?
Hi, my name is Alina, and I will always give you a few reasons why you should consider dating.
I don't know. Didn't that golem come busting in the door? Wasn't
Yes.
that door made of glass?
It did.
Come on.
No, the door wasn't made of glass.
It's either a piece of crystal or broken glass or ice. And only ice around.
What if you could make a full-time living off?
How about what if we could make you shut up?
Ooh. It wouldn't be odd for a dwarf to have a piece of crystal on him, or some gems or crystals.
What spell are you? Well, it's not going to matter. Hold on. I'll tell you.
It's Ice Blade.
What is it?
Ice Blade?
That is probably a special spell.
It's not extended, so you can keep with you at all times.
Yeah.
Got it just for that spell.
Ice something. Let's see here.
I like the fact that we're grabbing a precious glass vase off something, smash it to cast a spell.
That'd be fun.
What's it called again? Ice Blade?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
You know, I'm not hearing any kind of echo.
What?
Clark, I see you got a headphone in. Is that working for you?
Yeah, these don't hiss like the last ones did.
Awesome.
Well, we appreciate the effort.
Told you what, me.
Everything's great, and then Brad sticks his thumb in your eye, Clark.
I'll go with my lucky piece of quartz in my priest bag if you want to.
Okay.
Easy.
So
You grease bag.
I'm going to say that you can have a piece of crystal. I don't think that's the hardest thing in the world to have for you. So,
Yes.
please cast your spell.
Alright. Michael pulls this large, ugly piece of quartz he just keeps on hand because he couldn't sell it nowhere. And he doesn't throw anything away. And he pulls it out and says, Fire wouldn't get unless stick some ice in this bastard. And cast Ice Blade. I don't know if I can attack on the same round or not.
I mean, when I do Wind Blast, it's the same round because you manifest the weapon and attack with it. It should say in the spell. It should say.
Unfortunately, it does not.
No, it doesn't.
Oh.
It doesn't say or it does not allow you to attack.
Okay, well, it doesn't say, so until I can find something else different, I'll go with the commonly held practice of part of the spell is actually using it.
Alright.
But that may change at some point, but for now. So go ahead and roll, let's see.
I got Thaco.
For purposes of
Thaco
determining what it can hit and strikes at Thaco 6 regardless of the cap. Okay, so you're roll to hit. And you're using your melee Thaco on the left of your sheet.
No, I haven't. Strikes at Thaco 6, so when I have a Thaco 6.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I have rolled a 17. So
Okay, yeah, I read that wrong. Okay, yeah. So, roll to hit. And you said you rolled a 17?
Yep.
So that hits an armor class of minus 11. So you would roll damage.
3d4 plus 1d6 of cold if he takes it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 piercing, 4 cold.
8 piercing and 4 cold.
When I roll twice to see because of the just to see if I get a net 20, by the way. Since what's a plus whatever too?
Okay. What was your damage again?
8 piercing damage. Like the blade is up at 8, and the cold did 4.
Okay.
Gotcha.
All right.
But it's a magical weapon, so it works. Hopefully.
Pykel Hammerhand, you may coup de grace.
Wow.
Really? Alright. Pykel runs his blade all the way through the golem and pokes whoever's on the other side just a little bit. And runs it up him a little, tries to gut him a little. And if he falls backwards, Pike will pop up through the golem.
All right, your
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey.
your weapon of ice stabs through, and though the golem has thus far been fighting with ferocity, but not necessarily emotions. Those of you that can see it from the front, which is Don and Vanessa, you see its mouth open up and this, it's a shard of ice pokes through, and now I'm hearing an echo again.
I blame Brad.
Well, thank you, Brad, for putting it on mute. I appreciate it.
Oh, you didn't hear echo. You heard him slapping the pages. Is what you heard.
No, I heard me.
Oh, well.
And
Yeah, I can see that being annoying.
the creature, the creature slumps over, and as you continue to hold on to it, it slices it up and almost in two before it sloughs up and falls onto the ground. As the sparrow manages to flitter out of the way, and when it hits the ground, it just goes like a huge heavy sack of wheat, and the creature is defeated. And a heavy sigh is given by Don Quixote, and Guy, you can continue to hold on or let go as you see fit.
No, he'll go and be like, ah!
Jesus, what are we getting ourselves into right here?
Oh, holy thing! Ugh! That thing's gross. Chad will return to human form, which will... How many hit points do I get for that?
Roll the... how many are you missing?
Oh, I'm down 25.
You're down 25. Okay, roll a d6.
All right. Oh, whopping 2.
Okay, so... you regain 5 hit points.
Oh, lovely.
All right, and now you have a sense that everything is now calm, and Don Quixote kind of takes a breath. But then Vanessa, it's your turn in case you wanted to do something.
Well, as she stepped away, you guys saw her untie a rope that's normally around her waist and there's a weighted leather sack on the end of it. She was beginning to swing it as she stepped back, and then when she sees the beast fall, she lets it come to rest and begins to tie it back around her waist. And I'm thinking this thing might come back, and I'm gonna check it out. So she moves to the corpse.
Okay, does she do anything? Okay, well, okay, so we'll bounce now to the end of the round, and then you switched your thing, and so you go up to the, do you do anything when you get to the corpse?
I will feel the chest to see if there's a heartbeat of any kind. She's going to inspect it for signs of life and look at the tissue that has been severed with the ice blade to see if it's regenerating using her medical knowledge to make a determination.
Roll me a healing proficiency check, please. Or if you have something else that you think would be more appropriate.
No, I think that'll do, and it's 22.
All right. As you examine the corpse using your healing proficiency, you do not sense any signs of life. You don't feel the warmth leaving the body. It seems to be sort of a room temperature, slightly cold, possibly clammy, not really moist or sweating or anything. The stitching that is used on the pieces appears to be very exacting. One would almost say professional quality. And the chest, there's no movement, no sounds, no heartbeat. And you're unsure, of course, how this could even be a thing that exists at all. And but it certainly feels as though this was like nothing like has been removed that you can tell, like there's no soft spot like a cavity is in the inside of this or whatever. It all feels solid, like you feel ribs and bones and things.
I wonder, she says aloud, that if this thing had obviously it has a brain and it feels like it still has all its innards. I don't trust it. I think we should drag it outside and dismember it. Whoever did this work is no slouch.
I would like Vanessa to make a perception check, please.
That's intelligence. Not very good. It's a 15.
Okay. As you kind of look over the corpse some more, there's something about it that's, I don't know, it's like tickling something in the back of your mind, like it's like I don't know, there's something oddly familiar.
It reminds me of something.
Yeah, but you just can't, and you're looking at it and you're like, oh, what could that possibly be?
Your mom.
And then you hear...
Was it like...
Oh, go ahead, Daryl.
Is it looking like... you already described the flesh, so it wasn't bloated like that drowned one that we encountered. And this thing wasn't dead or alive. I'm trying to understand the magic. I'm thinking maybe it's a curse. But please proceed.
All right. So would anyone else like to do anything like right now, or is everyone just kind of catching their breath and making sure everything's in good working order? Or if there's anything special, obviously I don't want to talk over you. Go ahead, Daryl.
Boris gathers up his weapons and then says, "Help me drag it outside." He'll grab onto a part of it and look for help.
As Boris, hold on, Jason. As Boris says, "Help me drag," and then suddenly his lips move, but there's no sound coming out of his mouth. And as you all kind of are looking at that, and you notice Don Quixote kind of start to walk, but he doesn't make any sound as he walks.
Magic is afoot.
And you can't hear, all you see is people moving their mouths and no sounds come.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay, now remember, Shad's at the end of the table, so
Oh,
he
yeah.
here.
I ready my bow.
Okay, Bart readies his bow. What would anyone else like to do at this moment? Let's go around the table here. So let's start with Guy.
Guy just kind of looks at Boris like, then he says something to Boris like, what did you just say? But he's trying to help drag the body out too, because he's got a hold of the things. I mean, yeah, he's like, come on, Paco, let's drag this thing out of here.
You don't, no, there's no sound. Everything you
I can't hear myself either, huh?
No, everything you just said is invalid.
When I start grabbing at my throat, like I'm doing.
Okay, Pikel, is there anything you would like to do at this moment?
I guess. I'm sure there's something else in the room and not it. So, but I'm gonna stick the thing in the brain with the ice knife.
Okay, roll anything but a natural 1.
17.
All right.
It's a 17 day.
So you take your axe and you chop down on the head and...
Well, I was gonna use with the ice knife in my hand.
Oh, okay, sure. And if it made a sound, it would go... But it doesn't. It just is a silent... And it goes in the head and the eye socket and goes all as deep as you want, and then it strikes the floor, and then you withdraw it and still no sound.
Alright, well, it was just a try.
And that's what you did. And then we'll go to Boris.
He bends over and grabs onto the creature's shoulder or arm and begins to drag it out the door, saying nothing.
Okay. Shadrach, when you flew over to the table, you are watching a scene of a bunch of silent people doing things, but you can hear the ambient sounds of the room, but nothing in that area. Do you have anything you want to do? Can't hear you. Nope. Mute.
Sorry. I start trying to get somebody's attention. I'm
Okay.
not making any noise.
So you're waving.
Yeah, I'm like,
But then you change.
Hey.
That's right. You changed back to Shadrach. So you're sitting. You're kind of leaning back against the table, and you're doing this. And meanwhile, everyone else is like.
I'm at the far end. I went to the far end of the table.
Oh,
Where I put it.
okay, sure.
I mean, just to be fair. Yeah, that's where I wanted to be.
That's okay. All right.
Okay.
So I would say everyone kind of is on the alert, and so they kind of look over and they see Shadrach like waving his arms, but no sound is coming from anywhere or anything. Yes, go ahead, Daryl.
Vanessa moves away from the zombie and toward Jack.
All right. And right about where the table is, suddenly you can hear the ambient sounds of the room, the occasional like soft brushing of the art pieces on the wall, and maybe a low whistle coming from like a door jam, or where wind would kind of, like a draft sound. And that's what you hear. And then we'll go to Bart.
I moved to the corner of the room up above me.
This one over here, closest to you?
No, yeah, closest to me.
Okay. As you get about here, you the same thing happens. You start to hear the ambient sounds of the room. Okay.
I keep my bow ready towards the door.
A weird sort of cackling sound emanates from the room. And at that, all of you that are here, you hear the cackling sound, and the sound comes back to you're able to hear again. And Don Quixote says, "Oh no, it's Mother." Shadrach has his hand up.
Does Shad recognize the laugh? Or has he heard it before, should I say?
It certainly sounds similar, but you've heard a lot of laughs, and
that would have been a scarring one.
I wouldn't say that that particular laugh was, but you can roll me a perception check to see if perhaps.
I mean, that's kind of a thing that would trigger PTSD.
I was just going to say, did it trigger him or not?
So it's a D30 plus my intelligence?
How about Vanessa? You can roll that too.
All right. Perception.
I got a 37! That should be automatic.
I, on the other hand, got a 21.
All right. So it's definitely unique, but I don't know, Shadrach. It's triggering you, and that's enough. But there isn't anything that super identifies it as a unique entity from your past.
But I may have heard other women laughing like almost in an imitation of it.
Well, there's lots of women that you've heard laugh over the years of your existence.
Okay, that's true. Well, yeah, I'm 23.
Yeah, we know this is a fantasy game.
And now
you
hear something that is definitely going to trigger you and Vanessa as well. You hear
the ceiling's in here.
Huh?
How tall is the ceiling in here?
It's pretty tall. It's like 20 feet tall.
Wow. Well, I definitely could have avoided the flesh golem if I was a bird.
You hear coming down the hallway towards the door closest to Boris and Paco.
Would you put an X by that so I can see where it is?
That's right here.
Oh, right there. Okay, yeah, okay.
And unless Boris and Paco wish to remain with their backs towards the door, they will turn. And my question now is, as the sound comes closer to the door, everyone can do something as if they want to. So we'll start with Boris.
He'll step outside.
Oh shit, Boris.
Through which door?
The one that he's standing in front of.
Okay, so Boris goes by himself out the door. Bloop, bloop.
Damn it, Boris.
Boris, roll the D10, please.
Four.
All right. Do you have a reaction adjustment on your dexterity?
I do. 2.
All right. So,
to the positive.
Whatever's out there, you're not surprised. You step out, And of course no one else can see it.
Spear in hand.
But you see what appears to be a large, matronly looking humanoid with a long hair tied up in a top knot that extends down. There's red robes. She's holding a staff. And you two stare at each other. What would you like to do?
Parry. I hold my ground.
Okay. She says in a gravelly voice, "Out of my way, doddering fool!" And she moves to walk past you. Do you interfere? Or take an attack of opportunity?
I step back.
Okay.
I step back
This
and let
entity,
her enter.
this entity walks in the door. Paco.
Entity.
Paco. Pikel. Anyone? Do you wish to do anything?
Paco will drop dragging the body and draw his short sword.
Pikel?
I will. I'll get ready to fight if we have to fight and say, "Why don't you take this beast home and get out of here?"
Pikel, you recognize this creature as an ogress. And as Vanessa turns around and looks, she recognizes an entity that apparently has taken the appearance of her mother. Shadrach.
Oh no.
Shadrach, you recognize this creature as someone who in your past was involved in a certain coven that preyed on men. And I need Vanessa and Shadrach to both save versus spells. And if you have a wisdom adjustment, a magical defense adjustment, you will add that to your roll.
Oh, I do. Spells, eh?
Yep.
Alright, let's see.
Bartholanthus, you recognize it as an ogress. Do you have any action at this time?
Oh, shit. No, I just hold my ground a little.
Okay. And last but
I
not...
made it.
Hold on, hold those rolls for a second, guys. And then Guy, do you have any reaction upon seeing this large humanoid? And this creature is considered large. Somewhat...
Does it look like Finetta? Or does it look nastier than Finessa?
Oh, much nastier. This...
Can you send a picture of the fig?
Yes. Hold on, gentlemen. I will...
Okay.
It's the... You know, it's not perfect, but it's good enough. So let's see here. I want to do...
It's the representation.
I want to do this.
He's an ogress, so...
And then I want to do this. Does Guy doesn't know what an ogress, has he seen? Is there anything in his background which would make us believe he's adventured and fought ogres?
A lot of battles.
Well, then why was he only...
He's seen a half ogre.
Why was he only first level then? If he's been in lots of battles, that's...
He's not first level. He's 7th when we started. He was 6th when we started. Or
I
5th,
see.
yeah.
Okay, so... But that's not in your backstory, so let's not assume...
But he may have seen big creatures in other armies, you know.
Make a level check. Let's see if you have.
With the D20 plus my level?
D30 plus your level.
This could be scary. Oh, 18.
Total?
Yeah, I rolled, well, my level is 7, and I rolled an 11.
Okay, so you have not seen this type of creature before.
But it's a big woman, right?
What the fuck? I just sent it to Brad by himself. Hold on.
It's all right.
Fuck.
It's a big, ugly woman who's got green skin, right?
Well, it looks like this figure, so...
Oh, all right.
Okay.
He's going to draw his bastard sword and And if it moves to, if it comes in any closer, he's going to hit it. Oh yeah, he's going to hit this broad. Yep.
Okay.
Full show.
So.
Nice.
He draws his best sword and holds its position, and if she advances, he will strike.
Don Quixote has to save as well.
Oh no.
Oh, he is successful, and he says, "It didn't take you long, Mother, did it? How did you know I was free of your curse?" And she says, "Mother knows all. Mother watches with many eyes." Let me switch the camera here, so otherwise
Can he say something?
you're missing out. You're missing out all the fun.
Crap. All right.
Of course, I am in the top corner here, but I know that's not quite good enough.
You're tiny,
Oh.
but I like the fig.
Oh, that's better. Yeah, that's a cool thing. I like the color. I like the color of the dress, or whatever you want to call that. The potato sack it's wearing.
The garb.
Hey man.
It's pirate wear garb.
Somebody slash him through the internet, please.
I need some summer picnic. I'm garb. Thank you for me, garb.
I'm gonna have to punch him when he shows up again. Okay, so she says, "Many eyes have I, and many eyes does the coven have." And then she looks out at Vanessa first, and she says,
Who got a 14 and saved on her
"Okay."
against spells.
And Shadrach saved as well, I think. So you all can react however it is you damn well please. She says...
Vanessa's
Oh, go ahead, Daryl.
jaw drops a little bit, and she kind of mutters, "Mother?"
And at that point, Vanessa, you think back to your father drawing the picture, and you realize that he was trying to tell you something, but he couldn't because his tongue was taken out.
Rotten, dirty.
She looks at Pikel, and then looks around the room and sees Bart knocking an arrow, and then looks at Guy and looks him up and down and snarls. And
Yeah, she knows what's coming.
and she says, "Are you blowing up on me?" To Guy.
Blowing up?
"Are you blowing up on me?"
I'm gonna cut you into pieces, bitch.
"Please. Little one. Young one. Move aside so this fool may rush to his death. Let us be quick about this so I may talk to the intelligent ones." Does Pikel move or does he stay in between?
No, he stands his ground.
So then she looks over Pikel and looks at Guy and says, "Well, step up, bitch."
No!
And Guy's like, or not Guy, Don's like, "Don't do it, it's Mother." And he puts his hand out on your shoulder like acting like he's going to hold you back. Whether he does or not, we'll find out.
All right. If she moves towards me, I strike. I'm not moving towards her.
Well, right now you're 3 squares away, and she's back by the... Theoretically, Boris could do a backstab on her if he wanted. Until you guys say that you're going to obviously do something, raise your hand so we don't all do something at once, but your positions are going to remain the same. Okay, so Jason had his hand up first.
Shad will move to Vanessa, touch her hand or her arm and say, "Steady. It's not what you think it is."
Okay, and then Daryl had his hand up.
Boris he heard Sir Don refer to it as mother, and that's the reason he let it walk in.
Yeah.
Because that connotation to him, it's like, is that his mama? He's not sure about, so he doesn't take the backstab opportunity because he's still not sure if it's, I'm not gonna hurt his mama. He won't take us.
Okay, while you're thinking about what you guys are going to do, let me give you a little more detail on the ogress. She's wearing a large necklace adorned with tiny skulls placed upon corn cobs.
Oh, man.
She has what appears to be like a thin grass skirt on the outside of her long red robe that looks like it's made of the corn silk that you may remember from a certain terrible place. And the little corn cobs, they look very similar to the Teosinte that jumped around in the corn maze that tried to steal your stuff. She has, unlike the figure here that has the bun, she has extra long hair that continues on after it's been tied up and down her back. And though the figure is holding a bow, I'm saying it's a staff. Okay. So, she then stares at Guy and she says, "As I thought, all talk, no walk. But don't worry. Mother has a place for you as well." Daryl has his hand up.
Vanessa will take an action when she's able.
You put your hand up, so you are the one on the floor.
I say, "Mother, what is the meaning of this?" And I move across the room.
And where do you go?
To her.
Where do you go? To her? Like, how close would you like to get?
I'm going to walk right up to her as I'm saying, "Mother, what is the meaning of this?"
Okay, and would you like to get in between Pikel and her, or would you like to be to the side where I have you, or any place in particular?
Yeah, where I'm at is fine.
Okay. She looks at you up and down, and she kind of snarls for a second, but you can see in her eyes that she's just older, and there's a softness there as she looks at you, and she says, "What is your name?"
She reaches her hand out. "You know me. I'm Vanessa. What's become of you?"
As you put your hand out and you say you're Vanessa, she takes the staff and wraps it on the back of your hand real hard like a nun in school. And she says, "That is not your name. That is the name that you think you have because you lived amongst these lesser beings, these races of servitude. Your name is Finez daughter of Famez of the clan of
I never knew. What? I thought you were taken into slavery, like Father and I. Were you responsible for this curse?
I am responsible, well, me and my sisters, for many things. And then she looks over at Shadrach and she says, "I remember you. You're who we used to call Dirty Boy. Because you love to roll around in the dirt and try to hide. Before we always found you. I personally never took the pleasure of the Dirty Boy. But I have sisters who did. And they said that you made a fine sandwich." Daryl has his hand up.
Vanessa Tessa reaches out and slaps her in the mouth.
Let's see if she's
Shut your mouth!
Let's see if she's surprised. A 9. No. Roll initiative.
I was going to say, it's time for initiative, folks.
Beat a 4.
4.
Oh, simultaneous monkey!
Look out.
Oh, this is going to be good. Roll it.
I need a beer for this.
All right, let's take a quick break, folks.
If you'd like.
Just a quickie before
right.
getting into this.
5
Everybody grab your
5 minutes.
take what you got them there, Brad.
I think I will go get another cup of coffee. That's a good idea.
I think we need a quick breath. Yep. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yay.
This is not going to be good.
Oh my God.
I thought this could be a parlay thing for at least long enough.
No. Chad just threw away any idea that there's going to be parlay with these people. Nope.
I honestly thought that was his mother in some way. It's like, what the heck? Why would he call her that?
Perfect. Then perfect. You were affected in the right way. I would be like, that's exactly what that spell was supposed to have done to you, or whatever she's doing. Oh, Chad's pissed.
Yeah. But the Praetor in Tila had said that my lineage was going to play a major key in finding, what we're looking for. So that's obviously coming into fruition. Not the way I had hoped.
And like Guy is just there in the batter's stance, waiting for this broad to take a step. If she takes one step, he's gonna swing. He's gonna move up and attack. If she moves in the room, he's gonna attack her. Straight up.
Everybody got her covered.
Paco with his little short sword. Damn it! Shad wants to go outside.
Holy
It's
shit.
fucking boom. I can't fly away. There's no plants.
No.
I got something for this broad.
I think that my mold touch might still be in effect. It lasts for 6 rounds.
No,
Better look it
you
up.
have that long to use it on somebody.
Right. It stays on. It stays on my hand.
No. Did you touch the?
I haven't touched anyone else.
Oh. So you didn't touch the creature.
No.
I reached out my other hand, and now I'm slapping her with the right. But I gotta look it up just to see.
But yeah, because when I used it on him, it didn't do jack shit. It didn't even affect it. So.
That was on the beast.
Yeah, but
That was on all.
you didn't. So you didn't touch the beast, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
No, because I saw it backfire.
Yeah. It just didn't do anything. That's true. Wouldn't that be nasty?
And I haven't touched anyone else. You did reach out to me when you came across the room, but you touched me on the arm.
I wasn't a target.
That's right.
I was not a target for you.
Right.
You have to target, so you just can't. It just doesn't affect whoever touches you. That'd be a neat spell. I wouldn't mind having that mold aura. If you touch
6 rounds.
Yeah, I might
So
have
if I don't-
that spell. Mold aura. I like that. If you touch
If you can't touch any creature, it lasts for 6 rounds. And I think we used one more round. It was round 4.
I think it was round 4, and then I think we probably used 2 rounds. Fair.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
I don't know. We'll see.
And
Daryl,
didn't touch
roll a
me, I-
d20. Beat a
12.
2. Okay, roll another d20.
12 again.
Look out.
Same die.
Double monk.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so it's simultaneous monkey. You go to slap her. She's just going to try to block it. So, roll to hit. Oh, that was terrible.
I hit a 9.
Well, you still beat her. So, because she failed,
right.
she failed entirely.
Now my question
So you
comes.
slap her. You do a D2 plus your strength bonus.
My question to you is, my mold touch lasts 6 rounds. I cast it on round 3, and then didn't use it when I haven't touched any creature, because I saw Jason Shadrach kind of backfired, so I stepped away on round 4. I was going to use the gump sack, then that's 2 rounds. So you tell me, in the time that everybody, like, I went over across the room to Shadrach, and they were starting to drag the body, did the other time 4 rounds expire?
The only thing I could say is it took a round for you to do your healing proficiency to inspect the corpse. So that's 1.
That's right. So yeah.
But I'm inclined to think that this is the last round of it being active.
I was thinking it might still be. So, that being the case...
Although, to be fair, let me explain this. Now, when we do combat, they're much quicker rounds than what are involved in out of combat. So, to be fair, the thing would have been over by now. But I
thought that it might be, but that's why I asked your take on it. I wanted to be sure.
And since
since
it's a different combat, that's why it would have changed up
expired.
So okay, so you roll a D2 plus your strength bonus for damage, unless, and I don't know if you're aware of this, but you can pull. Who is?
You are.
I haven't changed anything.
I hear rattling or something. Ah, that's what it is. That really muffled up Cobb's voice, but okay. We're good.
Were you attempting to do damage,
and I have
Daryl? No. Because...
No, but I rolled 1. I mean, you asked me to roll.
Hold on here. Let me make sure you just know what's happening here. So,
she blocks my hand.
She did not. No, she rolled terribly. So you were able to. Whoosh!
Oh.
I just want to say what
Shut your mouth.
Okay. Hold on. Character. Blah 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 blah. If you don't know. Because it's a brawling attack, and theoretically, she gets an attack of opportunity on you because she is armed with the staff, but she did not take it. Where is it? No. There's a place where it says you can get all of the stuff, but no damage if you want. That's just I'm just doing this just so we're all it's just another chance to get more familiar with the rules. That's all.
Yeah, I think it's more of a.
Oh, here it is. The attacker.
It's just a knee jerk.
The attacker in an unarmed combat can opt not to inflict damage. That is called pulling the punch, though it applies to all forms of unarmed combat. That's how, like, you can grapple somebody without, choking them or something. The attack may still generate special effects such as knockouts, knockdowns, holds, locks, and pins, but it inflicts no damage. Okay, so do you wish to inflict damage with your smack in the mouth?
I do not.
Okay, then you pull your punch.
It's shock through.
Okay.
Yeah, a reflex reaction.
Okay. Now I need you to make a charisma check with disadvantage. No, you know what? You're the daughter. Roll it a straight roll.
Okay. I got a 12.
Total?
Yeah, am I just ugly enough that still loves me?
She rolled a d20 and plus your charisma, you got a 12. That's terrible roll.
Correct.
Okay. So she frowns and she wipes her hand across her mouth and she snarls. And she goes to hold her hand back and then she says, I let them take you, but I let them take me too at first. But to save your life, I volunteered to help them. So, daughter, you can thank me now, or you can thank me later.
I'm sorry, Mother.
And then she
And I
looks...
try to lean in and hug her.
Okay. No roll needed. She, like, awkwardly hugged you. And...
I'm sorry.
No roll is needed there. You realize that though you have fond memories of her from her days of showing you the ways of things, you remember that she wasn't particularly huggy and kissy. She's like an old German couple that adopted the Jewish boy. She protected you and she would do things all in the spirit of attempting to get you to be able to fend for yourself. But like if you hurt yourself, she wasn't, oh dear, get up. She was like, the longer you lay there, the easier prey you become for the scavengers. Get up. That kind of thing.
Right.
And
okay.
that's what you sense. So
And
go ahead.
I pull away.
And then she looks.
Pull away.
She looks at Don Quixote and she says, "Did my daughter remove your curse?" And he says, "She did. She's a credit to her kind and her faith. And I can't believe that she came from you." And she says, "That's not all that came from me." And he says, she goes, "Darling!" And you see coming down the hallway is Vanessa's father, and he's like, "Come here. Come here. Thank you so much for providing me with the eyes that I needed. I knew one day all of these threads would come together." And he's sad and he starts to cry and he looks at Vanessa and he mouths,
She just hangs her head.
and then she says, "You've served your purpose. You may go now." And he kind of shakes his head no. And she says, "Go before I change my mind. This is your last chance to be free." Who's doing dishes in the background? Jason raised his hand.
Did she take any further steps into the room?
She's right where she is.
Okay. The minute she moves, you let me know.
Well, I'm assuming you'll see it, but that's okay.
Okay, but yeah, as soon as she makes any kind of forward motion,
Okay.
he is going to react. Yeah.
She says, "So your name is Fanez. Ah. Please, daughter, remember that where we are going." It is one of the few things that will guarantee your protection there. And then she says, now, for the elephant in the room. And she turns and looks over at Bart. She says, come along, Prince. It's been 15 years since you've taken care of that oaf, the Night King. You have nothing to fear from me.
I'll put my board out and rejoin the group.
Would you like to stand anywhere in particular, or just kind of approach?
Just approach. I don't want to be too close.
And then she says,
So,
you there in the hallway, please come join us. I need you all to prepare for where we're going. And Don Quixote says, no, this isn't the way this is supposed to go, Mother. And she says, did I tell you that you could get rid of the curse? He says, I don't give a damn what you told me. I deserve to live.
he's a good man.
I don't deserve to be your slave. And she says, whatever do you think you were put here for, my dear? Just go sit down and be quiet like you should. And he has to roll a morale check. And he rolls. Oh, and he passes. So he goes to, and he kind of steps over, and he doesn't sit down, but he stands by the table. And then he says, everyone else, I would suggest you come over. Mother probably needs to speak to all of us. Something tells me all my men are already dead.
Mother, please don't curse him. Don't return the curse. He's lived long enough with that awkward visage.
Finez,
I lifted the curse.
Finez, I respect your abilities and your training. You have removed
You've
the
given
curse.
me so much.
And unless I feel as though it needs to be cursed again, I will leave it be. She says, now, please go and join me at the table. And she moves to start walking past everyone. Does everyone attack her or what? So
Initiative.
Okay, so Guy is declaring an action. Okay. So is anyone else declaring an action? And so
Chad is casting.
And your action could be something as simple as I go sit at the table, or I move, or I ready in action, or I do not take part in the fight, things of that nature. So we're just going to go around. Guy is the reason I'm doing it this way is because Guy has been giving off obvious signals of distress and aggression, and so therefore whenever he tenses up and begins to do what he's
in a better stance. That's what I said. Yep.
Whenever he's getting ready to do something, then everyone else has the chance to do something as well. So we're just going to call for action. So we'll start with Boris.
Boris is entering the room and stowing his spear and heading to the table.
So he's moving, okay? And then we'll go to Vanessa.
She is parlaying.
Okay, and she can move along with the parlay. That's if that's something that she wants to do. Then we go to Paco.
Paco is holding his action, and he will step towards the table. Let's do that. He'll step towards the table.
What is the trigger and what is the action?
If Guy goes in to fight, he goes to fight too.
Okay, and then we go to Pikel. Pikel, you're on mute.
Michael.
I said, Chewie, Michael's going to back out of the way, but noticing that Guy's lance is and bucking up to do something, he'll prepare to react.
Can you be more specific? What is the trigger and what is the action?
If he starts fighting her, he'll start fighting, but...
Okay, that's your trigger and that's your action. Okay, and then we go to Bart.
Moving towards the table.
And then we go to Guy. Attack, I guess, or...
He is going to step in front of her because he sees that people are not like all, jumping on this person. He's just going to step in front of her and be like, ooh, soon. Ooh, one day. I respect my friends, you hag. Lucky for you. And then I'll step back. My sword is still in hand.
So your action is to parlay.
Yeah, sure.
And Shadrach.
More like intimidate, but okay.
Shadrach.
Chad starts casting.
Okay. Roll initiative. Clark, please. A D10. And Jason, you can put your hand down. Beat a 4.
Huh?
You can put your hand down.
Oh, I got it. Oh, I see. I have to turn it off. I thought it just went once. My bad.
8? Okay.
Sorry.
So, on fast.
Oh, I see it.
On fast, the winter side of fast, she moves through everyone and takes a seat at the head of the table. If they wanted, Boris, Pikel, Vanessa, Paco, and Guy could all take attacks of opportunity.
You still see Guy, it's just like...
Anyone? Daryl has his hand up.
Vanessa, her parlay was to say, stop, let's hear her out. Hear her out. That's all, and then she moves to the table.
Okay. And then, so now it is the loser's side, but Vanessa took her turn. Guy,
I go on 1. Chad cast on a 1.
Guy, you said what you wanted to say, and then do you remain there?
I'll stay standing. I'm not going to sit down.
Okay. So you have a trigger. So Boris walks in and goes to the table. I think that's what he said.
Yep.
Okay.
The other end of the table.
Okay, and Bart decides he's going to go there, which of course he should. Which leaves now it's Shadrach's turn.
Yeah, Chad's casting time is 1.
Go ahead.
You see Shad reach into his little bag, his 6-demon bag, real quick. You don't even know what he grabbed. But he holds it in both hands like this, and he bows his head, and you wouldn't hear him. He mumbles just to himself. He mumbles he's like, show me. Give me what I've asked. This is the time. And he slams his hands down on the table, and these claws come out of his fingers, and he just rakes big rents in the table. And looks up at the hag and says nothing more, just staring at her, and his eyes are all just solid red with little green pupils.
Nice.
And his hands are these huge clawed, furry...
Very nice.
Even Guy is impressed. He's like, shit.
Okay, so now we go to the end of the round, and the triggers did not happen. So what would the 3 other, Guy, Paco, and Pikel like to do? And we'll start with Pikel. Will move over, and after no action, goes and sits. Does he care where he sits?
No.
Then we'll just put him right there. Okay? And then Guy.
Guy's gonna stand by the door.
He moves back and just hangs out, and then I'm assuming Paco will stand next to him.
He may join me. I won't tell him what to do, but he would probably join.
Okay, so Famez
No speak.
She says, I understand you all wish to go visit our Lord in the islands. That can certainly be arranged. Who's speaking, Daryl?
Vanessa was about to say, I wish that I could rid the world of him, but that's not going to solve the problem.
She says, I'm guessing that, and then she looks over at Don Quixote and says, have you explained to them what has been happening this whole time? He says, I have. I don't know how much of it they understand.
I'm sorry, did you get back to eat?
Yeah.
The slavers are more active because the dragon is gone. That's what I gathered from it. But the slavers need to be stopped. It's not right.
She says, who will do the work necessary, daughter, if not the lower on the food chain species?
The people can do for themselves. They don't need servants to do their bidding.
Are you attempting to place your values upon other cultures?
I think that other cultures need to understand that people have the right to be free and make their own decisions and do for themselves and not be forced to do, but to the people that are trying to enslave them should instead accept their culture and who they are and not try to make them be their servants.
You obviously don't understand the way the world was and how it might be again if we plan carefully. The dragon is gone, daughter. Do you understand what that means?
I think there is much I do not understand.
Jason,
when I hear the dragon is gone, it sounds like a good thing.
Jason has his hand up.
Chad tries to catch Vanessa's eye if he can.
Well, you're sitting right next to her unless you specifically tell me that you don't want to, in which case you can certainly...
I turn and look at her, and a tear runs down my cheek, and I just turned back and tucked my claws in under my, like this.
I have to take a break for a moment, fellas. I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
The dragon's not gone. It's just gone from here.
She looks across the table and she says, are you speaking as if you could raise him from the dead?
Something of that nature.
And is that something you would be willing to do?
Maybe.
You'll forgive me if I don't believe you.
Step outside and I can show you.
I'm tempted, but I'm curious. Tell me more about what your motivations would be for bringing back the terror of the West.
Well, what are your motivations for keeping all slaves? It'd be worth it to free these people.
Interesting. I'm curious how your king would react to such a thing. Or is that, do you speak for him?
I speak for me at this moment. I'm here to solve a problem.
One which you created.
That may be.
So you do realize that, let's just say, by miracle of miracles, that you are able to bring the Night King back and restore his place at the top. How would the people of these lands feel about that?
Probably wouldn't be too happy about it.
So you would be, in essence, trading the fear and tribute that needs to be paid to the Night King in exchange for keeping the giants away.
Contained? Yes.
Interesting. That is an interesting. I admit, I did not expect that. You surprised me, your prince, and I will have to let that marinate in my kettle. I do not have a response at this time, other than you said it. I'm curious. How do the rest of your lackeys feel about that? What about this fighting man here, the one that stands behind me as if he is to get some type of advantage, when all it does is show his cowardice of not facing me from the front, such as you?
I don't know. He's not really my lackey, so...
He says, I'm no man's lackey, you hag, and he spits.
Why don't you come up here and be civil, you fucking serf of the realm?
See, Paco, this is how fools and cowards barter. They make insults. You just cut their tongues out.
You disgrace yourself by treating with me from behind, unless that's the way you like your women, you dog.
All right then, hag, I'll sit at the table with you since my friends are all doing it. It seems to be the thing to do. I just didn't want any more of your stitched up dipshits trying to sneak in the door.
You have destroyed Caesar's golem, and I'm sure Caesar will be pleased to hear this, but it is nothing that can't be redone. After all, and she looks at Shadrach, he knows we can make more. And did you say you moved, or am I imagining that?
Who? He went and sat at the table. So did Paco. He's like, "Come on."
And do you have a preference?
He'll sit as close to Shad as he can.
All right. Well, there's a tits right there. All right.
When you make the cut their tongues out comment, Vanessa's kind of giving you a glare, a dirty look.
He shrugs.
So here's what's happened that you might not be aware of, because I've noticed there's no way to view the outside from this room.
Yeah.
Don, unfortunately, those trapped grounds around your keep are full of
I'm still here.
Dead men, both yours and the Legion of the Traitor. But that's really not, that's fine. Just like making a golem, these rats, and she looks at Vanessa, these rats, not you, noble daughter, they'll make more. That's what these humans are good for. Making more. Always always making more babies and more weapons and more war. It is what they do best. They have very little to offer the world in the ways of culture refinement. And then she kind of gently nods in Prince B's direction. Now that, what you have there, that's a totally different story. His race is smart enough to mind their own fucking business. Except for this one. The maestro likes to get his hands in a little of this and a little of that. And though he may try to push off all responsibility to anyone else, he has come clean this day. And he has admitted he will side with the dragon over the rest of you. A few slaves in trade for an eternity of what you just put up with? Constant fear unless you pay the dragon its hoard? I mean, I guess if that's the way you want to live, then so be it. But if you want to have any peace at all, you would allow a few of your kind to be sacrificed. Our kind, and she gestures over to Vanessa, our kind, we're not going to be sacrificed. We are like the ones up there, and she points up. The ones that are very tall. Some live in mountains. Some live in the hills. Some live in the clouds. But we are descended from them. We are the ones that will make it through the transition, daughter. So I'm offering you a chance. Because you travel with these individuals, I will grant you safe passage if you really do wish an audience.
We want the slaves to be freed.
Well, at least certain slaves be freed anyway.
If you can convince the son of Nasan Ra,
You fools.
then you'll have my complete support, daughter. But understand, you're talking about asking, what is it the humans say? A horse not to run free? The only horse that remains behind is because it's broken.
The horse
says, what the
should
hell
run
are you
free,
talking about?
and so should the humans.
Lady, you talk too much.
I would like Guy to make a charisma check, please, straight up.
All I want is giants to mind their own business and stay where they belong.
31.
Okay. She looks over at you, Guy, after you said whatever it was that you said.
Lady, you talk too much.
And she said, did you have something else in mind?
I don't know how good you look with a saddle.
Depending on how good you are, I might let you try it out.
Please, you two.
He'll rib Paco, see? Blather.
But, of course, if you disappoint me, you'll end up being a piece of my new project.
Oh, I'll give you a piece, all right.
The son of Nasan Ra will wish for his pound of flesh, and she laughs. Pound of flesh.
Hands up. Enough of this worthless banter. She lies. Lies, deceit, evil. I will not stand for it. And I walk out.
Okay. As you get up and begin to walk away from, she says, I'm the only one that hasn't lied. Everyone else has. Foolish, dirty boy.
All as he leaves.
Foolish, dirty boy. Which door do you leave by?
The one that she came in.
Okay.
I'm going outside.
All
I'm not
right.
going to go jumping around in the grass yet. I'm just stepping outside if I can.
Okay. All right. Meanwhile, she looks over at Don and says, I think the loss of all your followers and their families is payment for you lifting that curse without asking for permission, or at least being successful. Vanessa, I'm not mad at you. You've been brainwashed, and for that I'm sorry. I will certainly try my best to show you what your true place is amongst this new world.
Yeah. Through the blend, I've learned to harness many of the mystical magics that flow through the astral mycelia. The cosmic omnipotent benevolence of the blend grants me the use of the mana to perform miracles and do his bidding. Without your gift to me as a child, I may never have discovered these secrets. So I do owe you that.
So you still carry the sacred bundle?
Everywhere, all the time.
That makes a mother's heart melt. And she actually smiles a little bit, and a little tusk sticks out.
Not that it was pleasant having to hide it when the slavers stripped me naked and raped my young body.
And yet, here you are, fierce, strong, and chosen. If that is not the proof you need to see that these inferior beings cannot harm you, then I don't know what else you need to see. They tried to take from you, and you did not allow it. That is why I allowed them to take you. Though the hurt may have been real, that child, I assume, is gone. I assume
Indeed.
You are a different person now. And I assume that with your training in another place, you learned things that our coven never could. And that makes you even more valuable and unique. And the son of Nasan-Ra eagerly awaits meeting you.
And is this the one that we've come to know as Caesar?
Yes, you are correct.
What?
So the ruler of the giants.
The ruler of the giants, and who currently has no heir.
Huh?
He would normally not consider even meeting with one of us, but I have proven my worth by the deeds that I have done, and with your...
I don't see why I wouldn't want to meet me.
What would he gain from meeting with you, Bart?
What would he gain? I've got the dragon's tribute for him.
Explain.
Explain. I have all the platinum he sent to the dragons.
Yes, I think he might find you, he might be interested to hear that. The question is, are you pulling...
Sorry.
Who's going to jail? The question is the maestro playing one of his games, Or are you telling the truth?
I don't have no game to play.
If you are telling the truth, tell me.
I want Boris's sister free. That's it. That's all I'm here for.
Is this?
I told him I'd help him get his sister free, and that's what I'm here to do.
She looks at Boris and she says, "Is this one of the slaves that was taken out of the many?"
Yeah, he's the noble elf indeed, to help a simple barbarian. I didn't know you was really his mother.
Go ahead, Jason.
Mute, Jason.
You're still on mute, brother.
I point to Boris and say, Boris is my friend, and that's why I'm here, to help him find his sister. I also serve the Republic, and I know that you laugh at that. But, well, they'll get their money's worth out of me. And he also says, and that the Green Man, he knows a lot. He's a lot smarter than you think he is. You treat him wrong. You shouldn't talk to him that way.
How should one who is beneath your station address me then?
The Green Man is the Green Man. He's like Boris. Boris lives in another culture outside of mine, and I respect that. They don't live in my culture, so they're not beneath me, and they've more than proved how valuable and wise they are. Boris has stood by me through all kinds of crazy shit. And that Green Man, I've seen him do some wild things too. He may be a little kooky, but he's no stupid.
Well, you certainly think much of these individuals.
They're my friends.
Unfortunately,
that's what you do, friends.
Unfortunately, your previous spoken words undercut everything that you mean, or at least the way I perceive it. Perhaps in the future, you'll know your role and shut the fuck up.
Oh.
She went out.
Out of respect for my friends, I digress.
She says, What about you, Shorty? You're awfully quiet.
Well, I don't answer to Shorty, but I also don't talk until I know what I'm dealing with. Dwarves are smart enough to start not to pick fights they can't win right away.
I would like you to make a charisma check, please. Straight up.
Excellent.
19.
Plus your charisma is what? 28. All right. She says, she tilts her head back towards Guy and she says, you can learn a thing or two from him. Or maybe you can't.
I have. He knows the earth. I'm no fool, hag.
So let's put our intentions out. As you call him, the Green Man stormed off, and he said something about I don't even remember what he said.
The eyes of evil, and he looks at you like.
You have a couple of things that are, and I'll just say it, greatly desired by Caesar. I did not know anything about the coins of
So
Annam.
much for your eyes. So much for your eyes. Oh.
Why don't you show her one, Prince, so that we can show our faith?
I pulled one of the 5-act tagged out of my pouch and throw it up on the table.
She says, "Daughter, would you retrieve that coin for me, please?"
Do.
Daryl, all I heard was, "Dude." So, I don't know what you said.
I do.
Did Daryl freeze up? Oh,
I
Daryl,
do.
you're
He
freezing up.
did. He just went, "Dude."
The do man.
The do man. Hey.
Okay.
It's me, Max Headroom.
It's the do man. The do,
Yeah.
Ron. Sorry.
Do. Do what did it?
Okay.
Oh, indeed.
Does Vanessa do so?
She does.
Does she do?
So.
Do be.
All right. So Vanessa goes,
do.
retrieves. Does Bart relinquish the coin to her?
Yeah.
Okay. You retrieve the coin, you bring it back, and you give it to Famez
I give it to Mother.
and she looks it over. Then she does a little bit of a weird wiggle with her hand, and you see for a second a little bitty spark kind of play out in her eyes. And she looks at it. And for those of you that have spellcraft, I would like you to roll spellcraft, please. And first of all, I need to know who has it, and then I will call upon the roll. So looks like, well, Shadrach, Guy, you don't have it, do you?
No, I'm just, whenever Shadrach gets a chance to cast anything, let me know.
Okay. Okay. So I guess it's just Bart. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. What'd you get?
Hold on. It's 16, 29.
29. Okay. You can tell that though it might look a little different, she just casts detect magic.
Yeah, see, it was a magical coin.
And she then goes and starts looking around the room and at all of you specifically. So if you have any magical items, Bart, you can assume that she is aware
Guy will cover
of them.
his hand. Guy will try to cover his hand up where his ring is.
Well, Guy doesn't have spellcraft, so he doesn't know what she's doing.
No, he's detecting magic. I have a magic ring. So he's like trying to cover it up.
I don't think Guy would know that she was doing that.
And I'm just, yeah, okay. It won't work anyway. If I put my hand over a magic ring, it's not going to cover it up.
So as she she looks at you, Bart, and she says, "Fair enough." She says, "In exchange for safe passage to the son of Nasan-Ra, the great Caesar of the Caesarium, and the return of those coins of Annam, what would you like?" And she looks at everyone and she says, "Now don't all you greedy humans speak up at once. I want you to go organized if you can. Even for my kind, you all are like fucking herding cats, one at a time. So, we shall defer to royalty. Bart, is there anything that you want for those coins?"
I want to have a parlay with the Caesar himself. get Boris's daughter, sister released, and that's pretty much it.
Okay. Anyone else? Daryl has his hand up.
Vanessa says, I would like into taking slaves from the Republic of Sacriphony. I'm sure that the Acharamans would take just as good slaves as our people. And I would like your help, Mother, in putting an end to Stallman Clem's cult of deathmongers.
So Daryl, you broke up pretty bad, but I think I understood what you said. But just to make it perfectly clear, I'm going to recap it. So what I think you said was you want to stop the slavery, but it sounded like you said the Acharamans would make better slaves than the humans of Saskatchewania. That's what it sounded like you said.
Yes.
It was close. I said they would make as good as slaves as Saskatchewanians. And where I would like the slavery, that's where it stopped, in Saskatchewania.
And then you also said you would like Mother's help in defeating Stallman Clem.
Yes.
Okay.
Put an end to his cult of deathmongers.
So she says, who's next? Jason has his hand up.
Can he step forward, plant his sword on the ground and say, I serve all of them. I'll protect them. And I'll see this through until Boris's sister, Nebula, is freed. After that, I give you no guarantees.
I'll tell you what. I'm interested. This is the third time you've blown up on me now when I'm trying to have an intelligent conversation. Vanessa, do you know what a referee is?
Like in a game?
Yes, where you make sure that the participants follow the rules, and if they don't follow the rules, you apply penalties. That's what a referee is.
Oh. Okay.
So, I'm going to punch Guy in the mouth several times. And he's going to try to punch me in the mouth several times. And if he tries to pull a weapon like humans always do, because when they're getting their ass beat, they never, ever do anything other than either cry out to Mother or they draw a weapon. I want you
He is honorable.
I want you to be the referee and apply a penalty to him. And that penalty would be that after I defeat him, I want you to show him who the master race is and step on his neck and kill him.
I will not do that.
Well, what will you do then?
I will not kill him.
What will you do to make sure he follows the rules? And if he doesn't follow the rules, what penalties will you apply?
I will say, Sir Guy, do you agree to a matched strength with this individual? And if he says he does and will not draw a sword, then I believe him. He is honorable and has shown in battle to be brave and a man of his word.
Yes, Paul Crawford.
He stands up, says, I will not strike you. I will not strike you. If you wish to beat me into submission, then I will stand or kneel and take what you will do.
What
But I
happened?
will not strike you.
What happened? What happened to those brave words that you had recently?
Vanessa's
They've.
looking at him weird too.
It's as if your tongue has been replaced by the one that Finez's father had before it went into another body.
I hear what you say. I hear what they say. And anything I do towards you that I wish that I could do will not advance our cause. I'm no fool. I'm a cavalier. I'm a knight in the service of Ludovico of the Three Towers. I serve the Republic, and in the Republic's name, I will take the punishment you wish to inflict upon me. But know that if you try to harm any one of my friends, I will give my last breath to cut you into chunks.
You mean like your lover boy sitting next to you?
Paco is a free man. You don't understand that concept, I'm sure. He had served me at one point, but he served me honorably, and not as a slave. So, Paco, say what you will, do what you will. You're a free man. You're a knight. He is also a knight of the Republic.
Jason, roll me a morale check for your henchman.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, this could be bad.
I rolled a 15.
Ah, okay. He says, Paco says, if I am truly a knight, then I will accept any challenge, and my faith will guide my hand. So if you wish not to dirty your hands on this whorish beast, my lord, I will do so in your place. And
You have my blessing.
Mother looks at Vanessa and says, see? This is why they are a lesser species. He said it himself. When they know they can't win, they throw insults. And Paco says, it's not an insult. It's a way of life. And it's what I choose, not you. And if my lord decides that I am his champion, then I will fight you under any rules you provide. And Mother looks at Guy and says, is this true?
This is true. And he is a lord among men.
She says, so he will take your place in a fist fight against me?
He has so chosen, without any compulsion from myself. He knows.
Paco's
He knows.
Machiavelli and
You're not gonna
crucify
shit.
a little bit.
There's one important thing to do.
Paco is probably the most noble man in this room, you hag.
She says, is that what they teach you back at the Three Towers? Your Ludovico teaches you to insult those who you are scared of? You are a poor You are a poor representative of him.
I respect my
I
friends.
stand up and I say, stop this now.
Bart, make a charisma check, please.
Oh, shit. 19 plus.
This motherfucker can't roll nothing but 19s.
Well, that's the loot.
Plus your charisma, baby.
I know, I'm working on it. 13.
What? Bart's got that shitty of a charisma?
Yeah.
Damn, I thought you were like a beautiful, eloquent...
All right.
Not at all.
She says,
Go ahead.
she says, you're lucky the prince doesn't want to see you die yet.
Your Majesty.
So,
are we doing this or what?
is there any other thing?
Paco's like,
Is there any
like
other?
his fist.
Paco enough.
Is there any other thing that anyone here wishes before we go out and take the ship?
Well, it seems like I keep running the problem of not being able to hit anything. Can you undo magic upon my axe?
Prince B starts laughing.
I could do that, but not now.
He's like, what? I gained a couple of experience points just from watching him do that. Wow.
Alright.
Damn.
Why would you ask?
Damn, Michael. Damn. Wait, could you polish coins off? Oi, Vic.
I learned about giant medical insurance.
She says, I'm sorry, bearded one. That is not within my power. I can place a blessing upon your weapon for a single use.
I could use some magic as a weapon, man. I can't do it right now.
Imbuing an item with magic takes some time.
Yeah. Take a couple weeks, a couple days.
You need to go to the tower, Bart.
Huh?
Go to the tower in the desert. We got the workshop.
All right then, grab your things, and if you are easily frightened by the sight of blood, you may want to cover your eyes as we exit this place. Now we turn to Shadrach. Shadrach, when you step outside, you see what looks like there was a huge battle here. You see
nothing about it.
You see dead Acharamans. You see dead Acharamans that have fallen into traps and such in the lands. You see enough that seem to have made it through and have fought and killed a lot. You're not sure if all of Don Quixote's followers, including the women and the children. You don't know who's escaped and who hasn't because there was no way of knowing how many was there.
Nope.
But there's more there than you remember seeing. And you see...
Are these all men? Do I see any women or children?
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
And you see three flat-bottom boats on the shoreline, and you see several more Acharamans down there, and you see a large Icaraman ship pulled up next to Don Quixote's ship, which does not appear to have been damaged. Whether it is or not, you would have to explore it and what have you.
No.
So what do you do when you get outside?
How many Acharamans do I think there are that are alive and walking around?
Well, you can see like 3 or 4 that are out, like just walking around, pecking through the fields, looking for whatever. Maybe killing some people or finishing people off or searching for whatever. But you can see most of them down on the shoreline, just kind of hanging out down there. There's like 40 down there, and what it looks like is probably twice as many attacked the place.
So they just have like landing craft. There's no other ship besides Don Quixote's ship.
I don't know. I guess you couldn't hear me. I said there's a huge Echaraman ship right next to Don Quixote's ship.
Ship. All right. I turn into a crow. I'd like to turn into a seagull, but I turn into a crow.
Well, you've already turned into a bird today, so you'll have to pick something else.
Oh, shit. All right. I start casting.
That's a mammal.
I start casting.
Okay, what are you casting?
It takes me one turn. I'm going to stay close to the building, outside, looking up into, let me get the proper casting thing here to do it right. I'm calling lightning. I've done this before, and they're about to get it again. If they don't notice me, well, I'll blow a spell, but I'll still try to do it. I'm just going to, it takes 10 minutes. I'm up by the door.
Okay,
All
so
right.
as you begin to cast the spell, and the clouds start to form and a storm starts a brewing, it seems to get the Akareman's attention. And as you're up there, you're not able to cast this spell with anything other than vigor. There's no way you can hide under a sheet and act like you're a ghost or something. You're out there in your full form, calling forth the
roaring, with my claws.
Several Akaramans can make it up there within 10 minutes and puncture you with a spear. So you notice them running up towards you, and it takes them one round at running speed to reach you. Do you continue?
Wow, that's how close they are to the shore?
Well, you got to remember, if they're running, they can move.
That's true. But yeah, they're full blown. Okay, all right, so be it.
So, and when you get up there, they're like, "Hey!" And you continue to cast.
I hold my hands up and I'll be like, "Stay away from me."
All right, so this ain't their first rodeo with this. So several of them throw their javelins at you. Now, we're going to roll initiative, but you need to declare an action because you're not surprised. So, do you continue to cast, or do you drop the casting and do a different action?
I parlay.
Okay, that's you're going to be interrupting your own casting.
Yes, I stop casting.
And then your action is to parlay. Okay, roll initiative.
Yeah.
Let's see if you can. Let's see if you can get to them before it's their turn. Roll a d10. Because this would be like you going, "Oh wait," and then you roll a 10 and you're delayed by a phase, and they're like, "Oh."
3.
Okay, so parlaying goes before throwing of a javelin. So as they're like starting to run and throw, you stop and you go what?
Wait. They're speaking within with Mother. You wouldn't want to interrupt that, would you?
Make me a straight charisma check. Let's see. Let's see if they want to. Fucking fill you full of holes.
I'm 16, so that's a 31.
Okay, so they kind of pause.
Wait.
And
wait.
One of them says,
"Well, there's a storm cloud spinning around on top of my head."
And as you quit the casting, it starts to dissipate, and they're like, "We know what you did! We know what you do! The traitor told us!" And as you are listening to them from the side, you hear a familiar voice. "Well, look who it is." And as you turn and look to your left, down, leaning against the building, you see a bloody, sweaty, large shield carrying Covidius.
So.
And he says, "I knew I'd run into you fucks again. Speechless, huh?
You piece of you."
He's like,
I knew.
He kind of shrugs and he goes, I'm sorry. I had to go with my people.
I know. I understand. But I always did.
So don't do anything stupid and make me kill you, all right? Just chill out. And then you hear one of them.
Never kill me.
You hear one of them speak in their native tongue, and he answers back in their native tongue, and they kind of relax. And he walks over to you, and he's like, "Now look, I don't want to kill you. I never wanted to kill you.
Put your sword away if you're going to talk to me. If you're going to talk to me, put your sword away."
He's like, "Well, I guess I'm not going to talk to you then." And he just stands there and stares at you.
I'll put them away if you will.
Make me a charisma check at disadvantage, please. Let's see.
Oh. The first one is a straight up 30. The second one is a 30! They're both 15s.
Okay. So he's like...
If you want me to waste 37, I will. I rolled 2 15s in a row. That's pretty cool.
Oh, that's fine. So he says, he puts the sword, the gladius, back in, and he starts leaning on his shield, and he's like, "So yeah, the giants took Rise.
Well, I'm sorry for that.
So I got kind of no choice here. I mean, yeah, I have a choice, but
I always have a choice.
I'm choosing my own people."
I understand. I am my own people. I hope you understand.
Oh, I do. But I'm, you know, after what went on, I just, Rise is the only connection I have left to my old ways, so.
I know. I bear you no grudge. You do what you do. It's the balance. I know.
And kind of...
I'm glad you stepped forward.
Kind of being, well, I was told anyway that I was killed, but that didn't really help matters any, so.
You know what happened. If you don't remember...
I don't remember. I remember going to sleep. That's it.
Do you remember this fort? Do you remember dragging me from the fort? Wounded, almost dead?
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Do you remember the crypt? Do you remember me touching you, speaking to you from beyond? I did. You've forgotten, and I understand. I have no grudge against you. My friends are in there negotiating now. But I will tell you this. I will live or die destroying the slavers. You're not a slaver. You're an Acaranian. I have much grief against the Acaranians because they seek expedience, and I understand. But they are not the root cause. And when the root cause is removed, the Acaranians will become a much better people. And I just cross my arms.
So he just kind of hangs out with you in silence out there. All right. So meanwhile, inside, Mother says, "Vanessa, do you? I'm sorry. Finez. Will you ask me to help you defeat Stallman Klim? What do you know of him?"
He was once priest of the blend, but the practices that he kept or the things he didn't sit well and go with the beliefs of the blend. So, from what I understand, he made off to the islands and started his own church or following that I've come to know as the Death Cult.
He provides Caesar with the Golem.
Abominations?
The Golem.
Like that one?
Yes.
It's wrong, Mother.
I would not suggest that you go against Caesar until you are sure it is the right time. I will never turn against Caesar, for he has the vision for our kind to take our rightful place.
How do you know he won't turn on you as soon as he gets it?
Well, I may be a bit of a fortune teller, but I haven't necessarily checked into that. I do know that he is very prideful and believes that the giant's place amongst the world should be at the top like it once was all those millennia ago, before the dragons came. I can't say as I disagree. Of course, we ogres are of their line.
So do they consider you equals?
The giants have a very specific way of, they have a class system based upon not what they own like humans, but just by their race. Storm giants are at the top. And so on, down to hill giants, and then finally ogres, and then half, if there is such a thing as a half giant. There are no half giants, at least the two that were have been, I'm sure you realize what happened to them.
Right.
For it was your doing that caused their demise. I felt no pity for them. If you're not strong enough to keep your place, then you are to be replaced by something stronger.
Do you mean Piquel?
I do.
Now, Bart, I was wondering, you mentioned summoning the dragon back, and by doing so, that could force the giants to stay out of our region. Did I understand that correctly?
It's something of that nature. I can't bring him back permanently, I don't think.
Oh. Well, just an angle I was thinking of.
Bring him back. It's going to cause you guys a lot of strife.
How so?
I don't have no control over him.
All right, hold on. Go ahead, Go ahead, Jason.
Shad's going to turn into a possum and roam amongst the corpses.
Okay.
Put it this way, I made a deal with the devil basically and keep him out of this area. Gave him something else to focus on.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing.
But I could always try to have him come back because it's been an issue.
It has led to this disaster.
Bart, it is at that moment that you realize that you know you're an elf. You know that elves live a long time, and they're normally not in any hurry, and people come and people go because that's just what people do. But it now hits home that it has it been 15 years since that fateful time? And you think to yourself, damn, no wonder everybody's freaking out. It doesn't, time doesn't mean much to you and your kind, but to these people, that's a long fucking time, and a lot's changed, and you didn't pay attention because why should you give a fuck?
Right.
And now you're like, holy, and now you're like, oh, wow. My actions have consequences that could...
I knew that, yeah, but I don't know how reaching you were.
No, Bart, you rotten fucker.
And as the DM, I'm telling you that this is a way into the mind of an elf where, he was done with that, and then he just went back to doing his research and living out his life, and is occasionally...
Most cute dogs to an elf.
But
it's like for a brief point, yeah.
The amount of time that's passed and the changes is like, wow, this didn't quite turn out the way I had thought it would.
Right.
And you're still almost having a hard time give a shit, but there's a piece of you that's the maestro, and you're like, you know what? Maybe I fucked up after all.
Well, come on now, Cobb. I mean, out of game, Bart has contact with Gaspar all the time, and Gaspar's kind of weird. And what is he? How many different lives has he had?
Well,
but just saying. So Gaspar and Bart have that connection.
I hear what you're saying, but sometimes people lose touch. And
that's true. Gaspar too. Gaspar's out of touch. God knows. He's in his own little world. I mean, yeah, he's in his own little world out there in the desert. So.
And it has no bearing on what's happening at the moment.
I dig that.
So anyway, I just as a DM, I've always wanted to fold into a story just how the effects of time would affect those races that live hundreds and possibly thousands of years. And I decided that this would be a way where it's like, yeah, 15 years of you, Bart, that's fucking nothing. But
that's 6 months.
15 years was long enough time for Faimez to fuck with the druid, to fuck with Vanessa's dad. She's all.
One of Bart's hairs turned gray.
She's all grown up. But whenever the dragon happened, Fanez was.
Michael Doug created a mind all that time.
Yeah, so there's a lot that's been going on that you look back and you're like, God damn, we're old already. So, but yes, time is relative, Michael. Very true.
Right. I wish we could share it.
All right. So, Famez says, "I think it's time to go. Pack your things. I will wait for you down on the shore. And unless someone chooses to intercede or anything," she gets up and she says, "Daughter, walk with me."
Okay. She has on her stuff and she begins to walk.
So hearing nothing from any of the other characters. Jason has his hand up.
Guy and Paco will get a horse. And do we need a horse? What's up? What the hell? Are we going on a boat? Are we not? Are we walking through a hole? What? I've seen that. I've seen the Make You Giant. What are we doing? Are we going on a boat? What's up?
Yes, we're going on a boat.
I need 2 horses.
How long is the journey?
She says, that's not my problem.
How long is the journey?
4 days. And why you would want a horse whenever none of... Well, that's... I don't care. You can do whatever you want.
I'm a cavalier, my lady. If I'm going to face the enemy, I'll face it on horseback.
We don't need to go into it like that.
My prince, I digress.
So Don Quixote says, if you want a couple of horses, I told you could have them. They're down in the stables. If there's
I'll take my horse, and Paco may take his, and I will.
If there's any left.
I'll go.
All right, so everyone meets up down at the beach. You can see that Guy and Paco have horses, and then there's these shallow bottom boats, and Shadrach is out there, and he can choose to interact or not with them as he sees fit as they come out.
I would say they have to make a perception check to see a possum crawling over the corpses.
So as everyone is down there, you realize that getting these horses on these boats is interesting.
God damn it.
And then you realize that these boats, you got to climb up a ladder to get on the ship.
All right, I see. You people don't know how to handle horses. Good Lord, have mercy.
You all notice Covidius down at the beach.
He's probably watching that possum.
He's been invaded by the death cult.
Uh-huh.
Covidius looks at these people, and I don't know if he knows anyone besides Shadrach. I don't think he does.
Nope. Oh, wait a minute. No, he met Guy and Boris. Probably
Boris
Vanessa
has never
as well.
met Covidius.
Yeah, we did at the fort. We rode in, remember?
That's right.
Yeah, because he went off to
Yep. So Vanessa
find
and Guy have at least met him.
Yeah,
You know who he is.
that's
But
true.
beyond that, not much else.
Okay.
Chad,
Vanessa recognized him.
well, Chad probably would have told you, Vanessa, about Covidius and said, yep, that's him.
She knows because
Yeah.
she didn't like when the avenging angel thing took
Yeah.
his body, and
Yeah. That's when
she's
spoke with the dead.
not
Yep.
about. She's not about his goddess. Now I can't remember her damn name. But
I have, look, there's drawings of it. It's like Nike, the goddess of vengeance, or something like that. Yes.
she's a
Yeah.
goddess of death.
All
Yeah,
right, so
Vanessa, Boris, and Guy all met him and were like, this is the guy we're supposed to kill?
Mother looks over at one of the Acaraimans, not Covidius, and speaks in Acaraman. And then she looks back and she says, Vanessa and the prince, you are to ride with me. The rest of you pick one of the other 2 boats and don't rock the boats.
Whee! Oh,
And
he
you all-
says, where's the green man? Where the hell did he go? Did you
Shadrach,
Did you
Shadrach.
So, Possum Boy, you hear people calling your name.
I turned into a human. I look really raggedy and...
How many hit points are you missing?
Okay, hang on.
I think if you were missing 25, then you healed back 5, and now you got 20. So roll a d6.
No, I'm fine. Okay, I'll do that. I rolled a 4.
Okay, so
it's like 7 points more or something. Maybe 9. I might be lucky.
8.
Ooh, I was close.
You regained.
Okay.
You regained 8 hit points from the change.
Shad kind of like, not stumbles, but kind of like walks out kind of drunkenly from the dead. He looks kind of shabby and his hair's all messed up. And instead of his eyes being red with a green pupil, they're green with a little tiny red pupil. And he looks at Vanessa and smiles. And he's got gump around his chin, like the corpses. And he starts to wipe his face off, and he's like, which boat am I supposed to go in?
Are you okay?
Don't touch me. I'll be all right. Don't touch me.
She moves away.
Okay, so Vanessa, Bart, and Mother all get in a boat with apparently the commander of this legion. And then in the second boat, there's Covidius and whoever would like to get in that one. Shadrach?
Boris.
Boris? Okay.
Shad will turn to Boris and say, thank you.
I'm with you, Shadrach.
Thank you, brother.
Okay, and then in the third boat we got...
Keep like, hey, what up? Whoa! I'm going with Boris. Come on, Paco. Come on. And I'll make him fuss and get my horse on the boat. Come on, get up there. And Guy will, he'll be, come on.
What did you say? Did you say you make him put your horse on the boat?
I get on the boat with Boris and Shad. Whatever Boris goes, I follow him. Come on.
Okay.
Paco, get the horses up here. Come on.
Okay, so Paco's like, sir, I don't... Make a morale check, please, for Paco.
Well, I rolled an 18, so that's just a bare roll.
Okay. He does not fail morale, and he says...
Damn it.
He says, there's no way of getting the horses on the ships, my lord.
I grabbed Paco's arm and said, get up here, come on. Hurry up.
Okay, and in the third boat is Pikel, and I think that's it then, right?
Yeah, I'm going to stay off whatever boat he's on.
Okay. All right, so...
We'll turn to Pikel and say, here we are, shorty.
I would like... Let's have Daryl roll a D20, please.
Oh, shit.
And please roll a 1.
18.
No. All right.
Who's it?
So you guys all make it out there. The first thing that happens is the rope ladders are lowered and you climb aboard the Acaraman ship. And then the flat bottom boats are then hooked up and they are pulled up as well by pulleys until they are just kind of hanging off the edge. And then the Acaraman's, the boat, the anchor is lifted, and then several vials of Greek fire are thrown on the ship next to it, and it is set ablaze.
You mean Donkey Dong's ship was destroyed?
Yes, Donkey Don's. And you see Donkey Kong climbing up and down.
Just for record-keeping purposes, if any Acramian gets within a foot length of Guy, he will kick them away. Get away from me.
Well, let's see if that happens. Roll me a charisma check, please.
Get away from me. A 9 plus 15, so 24.
Okay, no, there's something about your demeanor that causes the Acramians to not necessarily like hide or whatever.
They don't get close to me. I'm like, get the hell away from me.
It's almost as if you stink and they don't want to get too close. It's kind of that vibe, even though you may or may not smell terrible.
I might.
Yeah, you might. You've been crawling amongst the dead, so that's.
I've been monkeying for a couple of weeks here.
Even though I would say if you change, I mean, I would say you don't just intrinsically trap all of the guts and things that you were snuffleupagus around in.
No,
but
he just has low respect for Acramians. If they get close to him, he kicks them away. Get away from me.
Okay, and the ship, after setting Don Quixote's beautiful pirate ship ablaze, they take off, and the sails are unfurled, and the winds are caught, and you see Acramian sailors take up positions, and they begin to work their magic with cross-tacking and all kinds of shit, and it gets going. And you all begin the journey to the Gargantos Islands with Mother as your guide.
Unbelievable.
And even though we could continue to play, I think that is a good time to stop for tonight, just because it's a good stopping point. I know it's a little early.
We can have a little bit of role play
but
here.
Yeah, if you want to do that, if you want to role play on the ship about something, go ahead. I would also like to say that, Jason, you had said we need a longer session at some point. That would be...
it's just a request.
No, I know. I'm just saying that would be for you guys to be able to work that out amongst... Because I go to work, I know Daryl works early. Most of the time I work early, but obviously the best night for me would be a Saturday night because I don't work until... 2 the next day. So
if I can arrange it, I can take that. I would take a time off day to play for 6 hours. I would.
Well, I mean, 6 hours? What are you, some kind of pussy? We go fucking all fucking...
Okay. What do you want to throw at me here?
Well,
I don't know if I could go. 6 hours seems like plenty, but
my kids
do a Friday or a Saturday night. I'm good with either of those.
My kids do not wish to play with their dad, so when they're here, I'm actually more free than if they're not. So,
my Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Wednesday is my best day because it's like in the middle of 3 days.
Right, and
I can do whatever the fuck I want. But all of you have different job schedules. I get that. I'm not trying to push nothing, but I think a 6-hour session, we could get a lot done.
So anyway, that's for you guys to work out, obviously.
Well,
I'm down.
For you, dude, because you're the dungeon master, because you're the one who can say, this is the block of time I have.
Well, I have all day Saturday and into the evening. That's my block. That's 100%
See,
open.
and I can easily take a Saturday off and just blow that hell. Yeah, I don't have to go to work until 6 o'clock Sunday. So I can do that.
As long as you give me enough heads up, I got Saturday.
But I'm not trying to push this, but I'm saying I'd love to have a complete bastard bullshit roll-through session because I think we can achieve a lot of stuff.
All right.
And I'm not saying we level up in the middle of the game or anything like that.
All right. What were you saying, Brad?
We can roll through the Gargantuan Islands on a fucking good long Saturday. So.
Maybe.
All right.
Well, see, I need about a couple weeks to get my breaks scheduled. I can schedule a day off, or if I take a day off, it's a sick day. But I'd rather schedule a day off and, be like, hey, DD.
I'm going to be out of
Take
town.
time off, yeah.
I'm going to be out of town on the weekend of July 23rd, so just so long as it's not that one.
Give me 3 weeks notice and I can do whatever has to be done.
And Daryl has...
Send up to you. Give us 3 weeks notice and we're looking to go to
Well, if you want to do it right now, I will contact y'all by Monday. Okay?
Sounds good.
Okay. But I don't want to force nothing. I love these 4-hour blocks. I love every minute of it. So I'm just saying. But we have spines and guts. We can do it. We can do 7 or 8 hours.
All right. So as far as the travel on the ship, once you guys first get on there, you're shown to your quarters. They're all small. It's like 2 people. You're kind of crammed in there with the small bunks, but that's just kind of the way it is. It's not like terrible, but it's like a 10 foot by 10 foot with 2 bunks and 2 chests, and then that's what you've got. And then they show you a place to get water. There's barrels of water on the ship, and there's chow times, and they got, the whole galley kitchen and all that shit, so everybody kind of eats and stuff at the same time. And so if you want to first meet up and talk about something, now would be the time before we begin the journey proper. So who wants, what do you want to do?
Obviously, Shad is his demeanor towards Vanessa has changed dramatically.
Okay, hold on. Daryl, go ahead.
Vanessa does seek out Shadrach to speak to him privately.
Okay, so this is private conversation. Go right ahead.
Either in his quarters, I understand.
Shadrach's pupils are really big. They're huge. They're not red.
I'm so sorry that this has all played out like this. I take his hand.
I know. I knew all along.
I had no idea. I'm so sorry.
You did. You knew. I knew. The balance.
Shadrach.
Everything. The balance will settle everything.
I am still yours. I am devoted to you.
Am I still yours? Still mine?
Yes, I'm still devoted to you.
Tears are streaming down his face.
I know that you're in pain and that this hurts, and I have to stay close so that I can learn what she knows.
That's why I'm
and
here,
keep
Vanessa.
in her graces.
I could have left and flown away. I could have flown away.
I'm glad that you stayed. May I embrace you? And she moves in to pull. She pulls you toward her. I'm so sorry.
You can see that Shad's skin is all flaky and scaly, and he looks up at you, and his eyes are all blown, and his tongue kind of sticks out, and he's like, "I will always protect you."
Take comfort. And I'll use my soothing word to speak in a way that's so calming and soothing that you can relax a little bit.
Come now, dirty boy. Be good.
That was great. That was great. Yeah. That's what she says. Come now.
Shad will embrace you and say, "I'm sorry. I know."
Keep
the balance.
Keep your distance from Mother. I will stay close to her and get what I can, learn what I can.
I know. But when the time comes, it will come. Don't hate me.
I know. I feel it.
I'll have my revenge. My sweet Vanessa.
I will speak to you later.
And I turn, really, you see Shad the way he would be. Just a dude standing there looking at the sun as the boat rolls on.
Hey, Michael. Got any raw gems? You're on mute, bro.
There he is.
It's not something I have written on my list, but maybe.
Well, gems are... Well, you should have a few, because you said... Remember we talked about that. You take like a certain few with you. You don't carry thousands and thousands of gold, but like some...
No, it's like Shad. Shad has his collection of stuff, and yeah.
Daryl, not Daryl, Jason, shh, for a second. So, you don't remember how much, Clark?
Oh, no, he said raw gems.
Yeah, I said raw mineral gems.
I see.
Raw gems so I can cut them.
Okay.
Refine them into better gems.
Yeah, Clark,
Use my gem cutting.
you send all that to your crafting brothers, so whatever gems you get out of your mine.
Alright.
But I'll tell you what, I'll let you make a luck roll to see if you happen to have one. You're rolling a level check on a D30, so add your level to your roll.
On a D30, you gotta roll that.
Okay, I'll roll it. Add your level to 19. Ooh, close.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
7.
So 26. So no, unfortunately not.
Well,
Okay.
So good try though.
Look what divination stuff I have. That's what I do on the ship.
yeah, well, I want to do the same thing because divination usually takes a long time to cast.
I think I have an Acaraman ship plan here. Let's see.
Yeah, that's the last one we fought on.
Just gotta find it.
It looks oddly familiar.
I think it's called Bigger Ship.
Oh, Brad.
Same shipyard.
Well, no, I mean, it's the basic design is simple.
Like McDonald's, it doesn't the same way. It's cheaper, it's faster, it's easier.
Every building game, Empire game, if you have the like shipbuilding facilities, you build a ship a lot quicker than if you don't.
Yeah.
I'll teach the Acaramans the Hey Acaraman song and dance.
I would love to play this game in Civilization or Age of Empires because I would rule the world. Like, what do you mean you have galleys? Yes, I also have atomic bombs. If the galley was an atomic bomb, sorry. You killed half your people, yes, but all your people are dead. That's what China's strategy is right now. If we killed half of China, we would still be outnumbered by millions and millions and millions of people.
We are.
Like I'm saying, if we killed half of China, we would be outnumbered by
Half of China's like 92.
people. We barely have 500 million people. And they have like almost 2 billion.
6 billion. Yeah, 6 billion.
And that's not counting India, which has like 1 billion people.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of people. And that's our real advantage. We don't have a lot of people. If we had 1 billion people, we'd rule the world. But we have less than half that. So
Earth rate and the death of
We
civilization.
still the world.
you can be the most advanced guy in the room with the most advanced weapon, but you can still pull that trigger only so many times
Yeah.
until some dude jumps on you. That's really how it is. or you can kill everybody in the room, including yourself. There's your option. Kill everybody, or you kill, or try to kill as many people as you can.
It's happening again.
Now, it's like, I don't know. That's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. I'm just like, what? Come on, man. He's throwing nuke. If you want to be serious, throw a nuke, dude. But no.
Just tactical nuke. That way it only blows up.
It's too late now, yeah. Marshall has shot its wad.
Okay, so what we're looking at here is, this is the top with the masts, and then here's the second layer, which is the, as you can see, it's the, like you go up, I think that's right.
All right, Joe.
Does the ship look similar to what Shad has seen before?
Has Shad been inside of a ship?
I destroyed.
And then here's the lower decks, because I think it gets smaller as it goes lower, I would think. So the very bottom has, these are supposed to be like hammocks, and then the storage.
Yeah.
And then this is somebody's special room here. And then it goes up to this floor here, or deck I should say, where more storage in more places, and then the third.
Where's the cannon deck?
And then,
Yep, that's the two top decks.
so you guys would be spending, you know, your sleeping time down. You're not given a better place to stay, unfortunately, than the Akaraman.
Die, bitch.
But the mother, she stays in her own quarters somewhere, as does the commander, and occasionally you see Covidius doing stuff, but he doesn't do anything as far as like helping run the ship. He seems to be doing more like a security detail or whatever.
Taskmaster.
So, anyway.
So he's not like a prisoner, even though they're calling him the traitor.
Correct.
Nope. Yeah, I get that. Shad will, whenever he can, if he can't turn into a bird, he will turn into a rat and will find a corner and sleep in it. When he's not sleeping, he will be human. If he can turn into a bird, he will turn into a crow and sit at the highest point on the boat.
The crow's
And
nest.
other than that, unless somebody tries to talk to him, he won't talk to anybody.
I stay to myself pretty much down below deck.
Okay.
And keep my nose in my books.
So that's what this here is. That's the crow's nest, and that's on top of this pole here. So that's why.
If Shad's not a bird, when Shad's a bird, he's there. Otherwise, he's below decks as a rat.
You dirty rat.
Well, he's a dirty boy. Oh yeah.
All right.
Dirty boy.
So was there any other conversation that needed or wanted to happen as everyone's getting settled in? Because that's what
Vanessa would have to seek me out to find me.
I did that, yeah.
Because I'm a rat. I would turn into a rat, and she would have to like look beyond that. So, or see a crow way up on the mast, looking.
Yeah, we already did our thing.
Michael would eat a couple dozen eggs if he can to get the worst gas in the world to run everybody else out of his quarters.
Fuck you. I figured we were both together.
Yeah, I'm on a different boat.
No, you guys just took the different smaller vessels to this big ship. Now you're all on this.
We been getting used to the ship.
Well, I'm gonna cast divination on the journey, and I'll get the what I'm asking later on the jib jab.
if you would like to do that, that's okay. Unless you already know what you want to ask, we can finish up with that.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of jib-jab after this.
I'm sorry, Clark, what'd you say?
I'm out.
All right, Brad, we'll see you.
I'm going to formulate what I want to ask.
Okay. All right. So, any parting shots then? You all are on to the next part of the adventure.
This was lovely and totally enjoyable. Thank you so much.
Yep, the story is getting intertwined and a lot of surprises tonight. I had fun.
We got a deep story going.
You guys see this yellow paper here?
Yeah.
This comes in on pallets of groceries. So like if the truck, our load is in the front, this is on the pallet somewhere in there, and you know that that's not ours. That's where our load stops and the next stores begins. And so I always take these.
Can you send me a picture of that, like in the frame?
I always take these colored papers. Sometimes they're pink, sometimes they're green, but usually they're yellow. And I use them specifically to write down ideas for the game. So this week I was inspired. I'm not sure why, but I got a whole page on shit.
Well, I don't think it was like hog the volume there. I wasn't trying to do that.
So. Anyway, I even wrote down like tactics for if a fight was going to break out in Don Quixote's.
Yeah.
And try as I might, I could not bait the players into engaging.
No, you want to keep this charge in and swing. I know.
So
it was close.
Yeah,
Morris almost took a jab, but then the mother thing.
And same thing with Shad. He's like, I cast Lion Claws. I'm like, ugh. He's like, well, okay.
Now what's this? Vulnerability?
Okay.
Yeah, he got it finally. It took him a while, but Shad
It was
walked
awesome
out.
that the cold worked.
Yeah, Shad was like, fuck.
All right.
Yeah, in fact, I was either going to cast Thunderbolt or Ice Claws. So,
God, was it a vulnerability to cold?
You want me to give away the? Oh, look at that cat.
Well, that's what Clark just asked you twice.
Okay, it was just
that's what I said. I'm like, wow.
Because it seemed to work well.
Yeah, that's why.
Mold Touch was a cold attack.
I'm going to go with it if I see more of them because it worked the first time, not if just...
The only thing I can say is whatever worked is 'cause it worked.
There you go.
I mean, if I attack a golem, my first choice is usually fire. So,
yeah, fire.
Yes, exactly.
Corner.
All right, take it easy, fellas.
All right, gentlemen. If nothing changes, I'll see you next week.
I love y'all. Take care.
All right, buddy. Love you too. Bye-bye. And Clark, thank you for getting the headphones. I think they helped out quite a bit.
Yeah, it's a better pair than the last time.
All right, very good. See you, brother.
All right.
All right, Internet. That's it. We done. Oh, my goodness. And let's hit end video.